Good morning, friends.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Kondaya. How are you?
Morning, sir.
Fine, sir.
How is life?
I'm happy.
How is to be wife?
Happy, sir. It should be. She also should be. She also should be happy.
Happy because she's not married yet. Right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Of course, after marriage, will be happy.
Come again?
After marriage, also she will be happy, sir.
You'll be happy only. Oh, you're
Yes,
so confident. You're so confident about yourself, huh? Okay.
Husband in her, sir, not myself.
Okay, okay. Good morning, friends. So let us directly start. The beautiful subjects out of 20 subjects of CA course. Beautiful subject. The best subject, beautiful subject out of 20 subjects of CA course. 4 plus 8 plus 8. Foundation 4, inter 8, final 8. Okay. The best in my opinion. Okay, then anyhow, it all differs. Perception differs, isn't it? Now, this subject, extreme subject, either you make it easy by reading daily or make it tough by not doing so. That's the only way. If you ask me FR, your FR I taught you. FR, somewhere if you have missed someday and you want to cover up later, probably it's yes. But DT cover up is not so easy because every class is a continuation. Every section is a continuation. That's why it is better you read daily. This is what the general statement every faculty tells in every subject. But trust me, this statement, as far as DT is concerned, don't miss it. Okay? Because life will become miserable otherwise, especially because of the standard portions, some of the portions, not everything, some portions which are extremely standard, highly standard. Okay? Fair enough. Now, before we get inside the subject, let us understand how to read the law. L-A-W, not L-O-V-E, Ashok. You know, how to read the law. The law can be, Anshuman, taxation, DT, it may be indirect tax, it may be corporate law, it can be anything. Any law, I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so there are some general principles of how to read the law. Okay, so first point, definition, which some of you may be knowing, how to read the definition. So basically, there are two categories of definitions. You have to see initial class, okay, it's extremely important. It may not be highly interesting, but extremely important for life. Tomorrow, when you want to start consultancy also, I want all of you to practice as a chartered accountant. So be your own boss and try to do some hardcore practice. Don't do traditional practice. If there is no option, you do it. So specialization karo, where less effort, high returns, isn't it? Okay. Now, definitions are of two types, major. Either exhaustive definition or inclusive definition. All of the definitions are variations, okay, variations of this. So what do you mean by exhaustive definition? Any definition which starts with the word means. Any definition which starts with the word. Your CA final friends, you cannot interchange the words. Please, I remind you again and again, your CA final student, you cannot, and I'll tell you all the earlier years, maybe PUC become level, chalta hai. So means includes all same. Now chalta hai, nahi chalega. Okay, chalta hai, nahi chalta hai. So what do you mean by means? Any definition which starts with the word means is an exhaustive definition. Exhaustive definition. So the meaning of this word means is Kamal. Whatever is given in that definition, that much only you should understand. Nothing beyond that. Kitna diya hai, utna hai. Okay. Before I forget, okay, we'll be giving exhaustive material. So DT. So those who have the habit of scribbling down, you can scribble. Otherwise, everything will be given in a black and white notes. Beautiful notes will be given. We'll wait for these demo sessions to get over so that based on the registration, we'll be giving the material. Okay, fair enough. Now, what the exhaustive definition starts with the word means. You know, Prasad, means andre Mangalore City means Allah. Okay. It starts with the word means. Whatever is given there, Chandramani, only that much you should understand. It is the most restrictive definition. Most restrictive definition. Okay. Now, let me take an example of, I'll give two examples. One is general example, one is income tax example. I say class means CA final students. Class means?
CA final
Respond. Yes.
CA
No.
final students.
Is there even a single student, Prajna, other than CA final student here? Maybe
No.
here or maybe in the YouTube, where, okay. Is there anybody who is other than, so it's a CS ka ek student hai, inter ka ek student hai, foundation, or become student hai? So you cannot imagine even a single student other than CA final student. That's it. So restrictive. Don't read beyond it. That's it. Section 2 within the bracket 9. So when I refer in this batch, April to June batch, I'm referring to Income Tax Act of 1961. Okay. So maybe in FR, I'm referring Companies Act of 2013. So here I give a standing instruction sitting in the class. Okay. So 2 within bracket 9, smart approach. Because I don't know as of now, as a student, within the bracket 9, subsection hai, clause hai. Kya bhai? Murli, within the bracket 9 is a subsection or clause? Yeah, tell me.
Clause.
Clause, not subsection?
No.
Okay, 17 within the bracket 2?
Subsection.
Section.
Subsection, why? Okay, we'll discuss that little later. We'll discuss about it. Okay. So very good, excellent. So smart approach, 2 within the bracket 9. That's it. Clause hai, subclause hai, baad mein gaya. Who is going to tell? And in the exam also, 2 within the bracket 9 only you're writing. You're not going to say subsection. But you should have a knowledge. I will teach you that later. 2 within the bracket 9 defines assessment year. Assessment year means the period of 12 months commencing on 1st April every year. That is the definition. Now, I'm not here to tell you the content of the definition. I'm telling you how to read the definition. Very important. All of you focus. So, assessment year means the period of 12 months commencing on 1st April every year. So, now 2-3 small errors what we do. I keep telling don't do it. Okay. So, assessment year includes wrong word. Assessment year means is the right word. Assessment year means the period of 12 months commencing on 1st April and ending on 31st March. Why? Why ending on 31st March? Don't waste your pen's ink. If it's starting on 1st April and it's a 12 months, it must end on 31st March only. Why are you wasting your extra energy? Don't. So definitions, they're very cautiously drafted. Some of the definitions, they also would not have understood how to define. They simply say assessment includes reassessment, full stop. Neither you understood what is assessment, what is a reassessment. Profession includes vocation. These are the definitions in Income Tax Act. Okay. So maybe they are not able to explain properly. That's why they would have simply said yes, profession includes vocation. Profession bhi samajh mein nahi aaya, vocation bhi samajh mein nahi aaya. Okay, wo baad mein dekhenge. So now I have a question. Be honest. Okay, be honest. So a reaction, you have to use this reaction again and again. All of you should give a reaction. So you wait till I come conclude. Those who think that assessment year can be more than 12 months, you give this reaction. Those who think that it can be lesser than 12 months, this reaction. Those who think is always equal to 12 months, this two bad. So in the order, reaction, oh yeah. So if you think it can be more, it may be more is this reaction. It can be less. I'm not saying it is, otherwise it is always 12 months. Okay, all of you give the reaction. Zoomal reaction is there. सबको समझ में आ रहा है? Okay. So always 12 months. Some of you say more. Prasad says it can be lesser or more. More, and Murali says lesser. Okay, great. So we have got now all the three answers. None of the above. If I would have given Kondaya says none of the above. What Kondaya?
No, sir. No. It's not none of them, sir.
Okay.
Answer is one among those three.
Okay. So he has become more smart. Can it be more than 12 months?
Always 12 months only, sir.
Always 12 months.
It cannot be more or less. It's always 12 months.
It cannot be less than 12 months.
No, sir, it cannot be, sir.
So I say Mr. X is a boy. Next question I ask, is he a boy? Sir, sometimes he act like a girl. Sometimes he act. How do you say that here? I give some stupid connection. That stupid connections help you to remember. Definition only says in the period of 12 months. How can 12 months be more or less than 12 months here? Prasad and Murli. How can it be more or less than 12 months? Assessment year means the period of 12 months. Definition says, how can it be lesser or more? I know your confusion. So, especially who said lesser. Sir, news source, that is for previous year. Your answer is correct, but my question is different. Okay? So, your answer is correct. Answer barabar hai aapka. But my question alag hai. So, there are three confusions here. Question number one. Register properly now. Now, no more confusion. Assessment year is always 12 months. No second opinion on that. Assessment year is always 12 months. That's it. Why? Definition says, how can I contradict the definition? Previous year is normally 12 months. You have to be very cautious in the words what you use. She is always my wife. She is normally my girlfriend. There's a difference. If you interchange this word Anshuman, dangerous. She is always my wife. You cannot. She is always my wife. Okay, that's it. Whereas she is normally my girlfriend. Why? Semesters keep changing. That's okay. Girlfriends can change. Can Kamal wife change? So assessment year is 12 months. Previous year is normally 12 months. Can it be lesser than 12 months? Yes. There are two exceptions given below section 3. Yes, it can be. Can it be more than 12 months, Prasad? No. Assessment year, previous year can never be more than 12 months. From 88, 89, okay, they introduced the uniformity in income tax year also. Like in 2013 Companies Act. Before 2013 Companies Act, we had different accounting year. In company, I would have followed Jan to December, Yugadi to Yugadi, Ramzan to Ramzan. Anything was okay. But 2013 Companies Act made it very compulsory. Every company must follow April to March as a financial year. I hope you are aware of it. Companies Act, I'm telling you, 2013. Same way, before 88, 89, income tax law also had different year. But they said it's messy. That's why previous year end on 31st March itself. It must end on 31st March. Whenever you start, maybe you started a new business on 10th January, okay, end on 31st March. 10th February, end on 31st March. So assessment year is always 12 months. Previous year is normally 12 months. It can be lesser than 12 months. Second. So first point, second point, registering properly. Yes, yeah, video on the SP reaction, Badkodi. Yeah. Third confusion here. Sir, income of the previous year is chargeable to tax in assessment year. This year ka income is taxable in what, Ashok? Next year. But there are some exceptions to that. Slap D anta. I'll be discussing later. Okay. Income of the previous year is taxable in previous year itself. Slap D. These are the acronym. So yes, non-resident shipping business. L, leaving India. It will come later. Relax and chill. Leaving India permanently. AOP, etc. formed for a temporary activity. Then the person transferring the property for avoiding the tax. Then discontinued business, 176. So, in those cases, income of the previous year is taxable in previous year. You will not go to the assessment year. Samajh mein aa raha hai?
Yes, sir.
Right, Deepa. So, there are three connected where mind always goes here and there. That's why you have to register properly. It's there in the note. So, three related provisions. So, I know you are all CA final friends. Some of you are new also. So, but you're all students, another. I'll remind you. So, some kiddish way I'll teach you. Just to follow it. You may not like it. Start loving it. I suggest you to keep your hand near the brain. Don't touch the hair because if you applied oil. Wherever the brain, you can just touch, keep it and repeat with the full concentration. Trust me, the psychology says once you do with full concentration, you'll not forget. All of you keep your hand near the brain. And if if you're a righty, keep the right hand. If you're a lefty, keep the left hand. Good hand for good reason. Okay, fine. So it is not fun. It is no doubt in a funny way to it. I want all of you to be kid forever in life. Okay, be kids, be kids. Okay, be childlike, not childish. Be what? Childlike, not childish. Keep the hand near the brain. Yeah, you can unmute and answer. AY is always 12 months.
AY is always 12 months.
Always 12 months.
PY is normally 12 months.
PY is normally 12 months.
In two exceptional cases, it can be lesser than 12 months.
In
Two
two exceptional cases, it can be lesser than 12 months.
Income of PY is chargeable in AY normally.
Income of PY is normally chargeable
In AY.
But in slab B,
in slab
Slab B.
income of PY is chargeable in PY itself.
Income of PY is
chargeable in PY
itself.
समझ में आ गया? So a good student, what he does is, wherever there is a confusion, in the last page of the separately maintained notebook, each subject maintains separate notebook. See, again and again I tell you, I know there are some senior students, I am a final student. If you have that attitude, I say I am a final teacher. Okay. Otherwise, we are same. Okay. If you say, sir, I am following you, I am also following you. That's okay. Great. Sir, I am a final student, I am a final teacher. That's it. Okay. Let us not have that attitude for both of us. It's good for both of us. Okay. So, separately maintain a 200-page notebook. Okay. And in last page, come ulta, Urdu, okay, come ulta. Every special point, either it is a special point or continuously which you forget, or something like this. Confusion hota hai. Likho bhai, ek bar likho. One time writing is better than 100 times reading. Maybe now you can make a note of it immediately after the class. 5-10 minutes you spend with yourself and do it. What we normally do, baad mein karta hu. Okay, gone case. Kal kare so, aaj kare so, ab kar. Okay. So you have to make a note of it. This is the way, not in my subject, just every subject you do it. Trust me, your tomorrow will become much better. Sweat now so that you don't have to bleed later. Okay. So a soldier who sweats in the practice field will never bleed in the war field. Okay. That's why it may be looking at too much of philosophy. Enjoy. Yesterday I came across amazing concept. I'll tell you a little later. Unbelievable concept. Okay. Some of you will be knowing. Amazing. So means. Definition starts with the word means. What kind of definition hai wo? Exhaustive. So I'm not a great fan of English, but I use that stupid language for my knowledge. English is stupid. Okay. I say CUT cut hai, PUT pat nahi hai. PUT put hai to CUT kut nahi hai. Chalta hai. Okay. You know, stupid hai. Chalta hai. I was thinking yesterday. Eligible antonym kya hai bhai? Ineligible. Important. Unimportant. Understanding, misunderstanding. Whereas most of the Indian language, we use almost similar. Okay. Lucky opposite in Ashish? Unlucky. Unlucky. Alakada. Indian language, avalaki. Lucky. Lakshana, avalakshana, atara. Some of the Kannada jokes, some people, Anshuman may not understand. Relax and chill. Relax, okay. Right. Lucky, avalaki. So, avalaki alla. Ashish. Adu bere. Adu shashanki alla helid ninge. Okay, coming back. So, when you talk about the definition, assessment here means. So, exhaustive. Exhaustive English में क्या होता है? I'm exhausted. Exhausted का मतलब क्या है? Exhausted. That's it. Definition खत्म होते हैं. You should stop there. उतना ही. Don't go beyond. इसका मतलब वो है. Exhaustive definition. Sir, I'm exhausted. Full stop. No, don't go further. Full stop. Nothing beyond what is given in the definition. Nothing beyond what is given in the definition. Second category of definition is inclusive definition. Very dangerous definition. That is highly, what do you call it? So it is widest of all definitions. From 236, 2 within the bracket 36. When I say 236, don't go to 236. I mean 2 within the bracket 36. When I mean a definition. 2 within the bracket 36. Profession include occasion. Profession का मतलब समझ में नहीं है. उसके ऊपर occasion क्या है भाई? Some people would have written OCCA on the occasion of the marriage of Ashish. वो नहीं है भाई, वो OCC है. Then Prasad went on vacation for so many days. Alvena, vacation, VA, not that. Occasion is VOCATION. What is that? You are not, don't worry about the occasion. So, very dangerous. Apart from what you already know, profession also includes occasion. First meaning of the definition, inclusive. Assessment includes reassessment. Katabai, where is assessment ka meaning? This includes reassessment. That means apart from what you already know what is assessment, it also includes a reassessment. So when okay. Most dangerous, the most important term in income tax, which may be the most important term in income tax?
Income.
Income tax, income, 2 within bracket 24th February. Remember that section, don't forget. 24th February is a great day, some legends are born. So 2 within bracket 24. 2 within bracket 24, kya vidya? Income. Almost around 26 clauses are, look at this. See, profession, vocation, income include, profession include, vocation, assessment include, reassessment. Income includes profits and gains, dividend, voluntary contribution. Almost around 27 clauses are there. Even after that, it is an inclusive definition. Now look at the categories of inclusive definition. Are you enjoying what I'm trying to explain? So 2 within bracket, profession include occasion, but in 224 gives a big list, sir. Profession include, profession gain, dividend, voluntary contribution, perquisite, all those items. Apart from what you already know, following are specifically include. Kitna bada list hai? 27, almost 27 items hai. So why is it so? Income is the most important word. They try to give the definition in a very exhaustive manner, but they still want to call it as inclusive. I'll tell you the intention here. They wanted to be exhaustive, but tomorrow kuch miss ho gaya to no, nahi. Dekho bhai, wo inclusive definition hai. I never said it's only item. Whereas if they would have said income means 1, 2, 3, 4 items, then you would not have been, you may not have to pay tax on salary itself. Because income definition may basic salary received the income, it is not mentioned. Lawmakers say, Sanjay, you know, I'm working for Anshuman Limited, I'm receiving 10 lakh salary. Everybody knows it's the income. So, you know, whereas, now come out of the CA course. All of you come out of the course. Mentally. Don't drop from Zoom. You're a PUC student. No, come out of the Ashok went off. Ashok, hello, excuse me. So, you're a PUC, first become, second become student. Someone comes and tells you, look at this, very important, very beautiful understanding. As a student, you're a student, okay, PUC, lollipop, mandala, some of you. So someone come and say, I'm working for Anshuman, 10 lakh salary. Everybody would understand. PUC, high school, tax burner. So Anshuman is allowed you to use his car. He gives you the car, you use for a personal purpose. Car to aa gaya, okay. Where is the income, man? That's what the thought process I would have had as a student. Sometimes child hona zaruri hai. Sometimes to learn, relearn and unlearn and relearn. That's the process of CFL. So come back. Car aa gaya. Where is the income? What income? That's what you would have thought. But the income tax 17 subsection 2, the rule 3.2 says, no, income hai. What income? A bada car hai to 2,400 per month, something. So where small car hai to 2,800, something you learned. As a student before CA course or before income tax, you would not have thought income. That's why 224 says income includes inter alia perquisites. Wherever you would have had a confusion, you would have disputed. I don't want any dispute. They included that. So salary received from Anshuman is not included in the definition. Kyo?
Already understood.
Everybody knows about it. That's the meaning of inclusive definition. Whereas perquisite people would have fought, no sir, perquisite income, kaise bhai? I use that car personal purpose only for 20, but they say, baad mein gaya. Partly use it for profession, partly use it for personal. Some amount I fix it. You have to pay the tax, isn't it? I'll go to the next level. I'm an employee of Anshuman Limited. Salary 10 lakh, taxable. car at least okay to some extent. You say yes sir, मुझे मजा आ गया, car इसका car है, मैंने use किया, benefit आ गया, perfect. I hope reasonably everybody knows Hindi. सबको हिंदी reasonably आता है? नहीं आता है?
Yes, sir.
That's okay, no problem. The reason why we use this Hindi etc. because psychology says if it is only English, it will be boring, it will be monotonous. It's a fact of life. Same, see if you Kamal, same girl, how many times you see men? Correct, no? थोड़ा इधर उधर देखना पड़ता है इसलिए. So now I'm an employee of Anshuman, received 10 lakh salary, taxable. It is implied only. I received a car. Okay, you would have thought it is taxable. Now, I wanted to construct a house. 10 lakh rupees loan I wanted, 50 lakh loan I wanted. I was about to go to SBI. Anshuman says, why sir, why are you going all the way? I will give the loan. Take 50 lakh rupees. Nahi dena hai ke wapas? He said, no, wapas to dena hai. Then, so I take a loan from him, which is repayable. Where is the income? Take and give back, no income. But Rule 3.7 says, fringe benefit. Had you taken loan from SBI, you would have paid some interest. The interest what you save is also income, Deepa. This kind of thinking you would not have had you not entered a CA course. Do you agree with me? That is why this is specifically given in the 224. Income include, perquisite includes that fringe benefits. So, the meaning of inclusive definition is, you should have a general knowledge. You should know these items are incomes. Apart from Sanjay, what you know, following are specifically included. Samajh mein aa gaya? One more special point there. 2 within bracket 24, clause 6. Don't worry about 224. I'm not teaching you 224. I'm teaching you today only meaning. Matlab kya hota hai? Income includes capital gain chargeable under section 45. That's all. So capital gain is a special income. It is actually not a taxable, if you ask me, but they wanted to make it taxable. That's why they simply said capital gain is income. Sir, it's a capital receipt. Capital receipt, revenue receipt. मैंने बोल दिया. That's it. I have told you it's taxable. So I hope all of you understood. Yeah, right. So exhaustive definition starts with the word means. It is highly restrictive. Stop at the thinking what is given there. That's it. Inclusive definition is the most dangerous definition. It is the most dangerous because whatever you imagine, whatever the lawmakers imagine, everything is included apart from what is specifically given there. Samajh mein aa gaya? Then there are some variations. Exhaustive and inclusive, exhaustive and exclusive, inclusive and exclusive. So they're all variations. 2 within bracket 14. My dear friends, don't get tense about the sections what I'm telling. As of now, I'm not telling you to by heart the sections. As I'm telling you, keep your mind open, keep understanding what is the law. Capital asset means what?
Exhaustive.
Exhaustive. Capital asset means property of any kind held by the assessor. There are some other part which I'll not touch. And but does not include. But does not include. So exhaustive bhi hai. So shirt is my property. Watch is my property. So this ruler is my property. So everything is a capital asset. Then they say no. But does not include personal effect. So including wearing apparel. It is an exhaustive definition and exclusive definition. Understood? Iska matlab kya hai? It is highly restrictive. Exhaustive itself is what? Santosh? Is restrictive. Adrindlu, you have to remove certain items. So, capital asset, Ashish, capital asset means property of blah, blah, blah. Then whatever is given, you'll understand. From there also remove something. Sir, shirt is a property. But shirt, they say personal effect, chhod do. Land is a property. But village land, they wanted to be excluded. Village agricultural land. non-urban agriculture land they want to exclude. So exhaustive से भी exclude करो. समझ में आ रहा है? Are you understanding? So exhaustive is restrictive in nature. From there also you have to exclude certain things. Everybody is understanding? Right. So exhaustive is restrictive. Exhaustive and exclusive are highly restrictive. Okay. Right. Next. 2 within bracket 7. SSC means a person dot dot dot. Means बोलेगा तो
Exhaustive.
exhaustive and includes dot 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 deemed SSC, representative SSC, etc. This is restrictive definition only, but in that definition there are certain special categories of SSC. So anything which starts with the word exhaustive is restrictive in nature. Apart from being restrictive, following specifically special category people are included. For example, Prasad is earning 10 lakh income. Is he an SSC?
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes, answer is yes. Now his minor son who is a 16-year-old, he is a brilliant singer. From singing he is earning 20 lakh income. आपसे ज़्यादा पैसा कमा रहा है. 20 lakh rupees he is earning. So 20 lakh is taxable in the hands of his son. His taxable in the hands. But son is a minor. Department asks, yeah, return for क्या समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Section 11 of the Indian Contract Act says minor, there is no capacity, so he cannot enter into a contract. Are you understanding? Any contract with a minor is void ab initio. Then the law says by hook or hook मुझे tax चाहिए. He will make Prasad as a deemed SSC. Deemed father Allah Prasad. You know, deemed SSC. Prasad will sign 2 returns. One is his return. Next one is his son's return. So his son's income is not earned, but still the law says I want some elderly person responsible, deemed SSC. So SSC means Prasad and includes Prasad for the purpose of minor's income. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
So exhaustive and inclusive is a restrictive, but there is some special category. Otherwise, you would have missed it, right? One more is inclusive and exclusive. A special, very rare case. 43 within the bracket 3. Don't worry about the sections. What I'm telling, I'm repeatedly saying. You will also learn better than me. You are more younger, more smarter than me. You will remember, but you have to be with me. That's it. So now, what is the objective? Vidya, learn the concept of definition. Plant includes. Where is your hand, man? On the plant. Books. Plant includes kya? Books. Plant includes books, vehicles, ships, dot, dot, dot. Includes it. But it does not include tea bush, livestock, bobo. Okay. So there's a different reason why the definition is called like that. It is an inclusive definition. You should know what is plant and machinery, whatever is there. Apart from that, Sudha, whatever is given there, you should exclude certain items. Plant includes books, आपने बोला है, vehicles बोला है. Now Ashok will say, sir, मेरा घर के बाजू में एक tea plant है, mango plant है. Plant should include plant. वो plant alapa, that plant is not included. They wanted to exclude. Tea bush. Tea bush is a plant. In English, tea bush को क्या बोलते हैं? It's a plant. That plant is not plant for this purpose. Are you understanding? So, plant includes books, vehicles, etc. Include the definition, but does not include tea bush. Okay, dog. Can a business associate have a dog?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
My FR friends, under which standard?
India is 41.
FR friends, those who attended responded. India's 16 or 41. 16 also makes a reference about it. And 41, okay, agriculture. Biological asset means living animal or plant. बराबर है? plant ಅಥವಾ living animal. Okay, it's okay. Connect all the subject you have to interconnect. Okay, my friends who are going to attend FR in July, relax, you learn. So dog, kutta, nai, dog, bobo, it is an asset. Barabar and Anshuman, barabar na. So enjoy, keep laughing, keep enjoying. Kutta is an asset. I know, but yesterday we told auditor is also watchdog. Let us not talk about it. Okay, then your wife, she listens, she will tell something else, isn't it? Okay, right. So dog, kutta, yeah. Is it an asset? Yes. So is it a PPE? Maybe yes. In a wood industry, which is somewhere in a remote area, where there's a disturbance of other animals, you may have a dog. Correct, no? That's right. Yeah. So it's like in the initial period of marriage, Anshuman, every wife considers her husband as a god. You know, initial period of marriage, what? Every wife considers husband as a god. Over a period of time also, she considers him similar way. Only thing is alphabets would have been interchanged. So, समझ में आ गया तो अच्छा है. Jokes you learn, hear, not even listen, hear and laugh and forget. Laugh, very important. Laughing is very important for health also. Okay, don't practically implement it. Okay, right, Vidya, समझ में आ गया. Married people don't try to implement also. Papa, बेचारा husband. ठीक है. So coming back. So in my office, okay, so protection के लिए dog है. Is it a fixed asset of PPE? Yes. But how can I depreciate? 25%. 10%. कैसे करेंगे भाई? How do you do it? It's not possible. They say it's not possible. That's why it is excluded from the definition of plant. They say I cannot prescribe the depreciation neither in Schedule 2 of the Companies Act nor in the Income Tax 43(3) read with the Appendix 1 and 1A. Livestock is a depreciable asset. Are you understanding? A small hatke discussion if you want. Land is not depreciable. Livestock cannot be depreciated. Look at the small thin of demarcation. Freehold land cannot be depreciated. Land kya bhai, you take the soil and eat, that will also go. It's a beautiful method. Sorry, what is it called? Save Soil. Okay, program is run by Sadhguru across the globe. Amazing program he is doing, brilliant. And Fida is his voice also. Okay, the way he talks is just awesome. Okay, really. So land depreciation kaise hoga? Nahi hoga. Livestock depreciation hai. There is a depreciation. Depreciation is there, but we cannot. Look at the difference. Land cannot be depreciated. Livestock. Land is non-depreciable, okay, whereas livestock cannot be depreciated because our hands are tied. We don't know how to do it. There are hundreds of species of dogs only. Livestock means livestock include dog also, fish also, chicken also, sheep also, goat also. How can I do it? That's why it's non-depreciable. समझ में आ गया? Fine. So now those who are very smart, go to income tax. Income tax, there are 4+1 categories of depreciable assets. Only 4+1. Major. Building, machinery, furniture, plant. Building, same order. Even if you interchange the first three, it is okay. Plant should not come at the beginning. There is my suggestion to all of you, strictly follow the teachers, the way they talk. Because there's some reason. Now, sir, I say plant machinery building. 100% wrong you are. You are 100% wrong. I'll tell you the logic little later. Sadhya building, machinery, furniture, bacha hua nahi. Whatever is left out is called a plant. Building, machinery, manufacturing, furniture, where is it and alarms. Okay. Then whatever is left out is plant. Plant does not include livestock, they said. My old batch friends. Plant does not include
livestock.
They never mentioned plant does not include land. Why? Tell me. Land is otherwise also not depreciable. Look at the beauty now. Look at the beauty. Land is otherwise also not depreciable. Why should I talk about it? Where livestock is otherwise depreciable, But they say, Chandramouli, it's difficult for me to prescribe the rules and rates. That's why I exclude from the definition. कुछ remove करने के लिए वो include होना चाहिए. I say, Ashish, just for fun, okay. All the jokes, don't take it seriously. If you take it seriously, I will not bother anyhow. So, Ashish, I say, I'll remove your man maryada. Man maryada, malum hai? You know what is the meaning of man maryada, Anshuman?
Yes, sir.
And, okay, Ashish, you have to do it. I say, unmute pada. So when I say, I'll remove your man maryada, what do you do? What are you doing? See, he's laughing. He's laughing. You know why? Question of removing comes when you have something. Correct? No, if he has a man maryada, I can. If he doesn't have a man maryada, how can I remove it? What is the exact word for man maryada in English? Anybody? Yeah. What is the exact word for man maryada in English?
Self-respect.
There is no word in English for man maryada. You know why? Because those English useless fellows, they don't have man maryada only. How do they coin the word? If they have man maryada only, they'll coin the word. So they don't have any word. What do you call man maryada? Useless fellows there. Yeah, no, Britishers. Okay. So, question of removing something comes only when you have something. Livestock is, understand, very important. Okay, the in-depth analysis. Livestock is actually depreciable, but they say I cannot depreciate. That's why I exclude from the depreciable category. Today, goodwill has been removed. So, 2021 budget, okay. So, goodwill is no more a depreciable asset. So, neither under accounts nor under Income Tax Act. Samajh mein aa raha hai? So, if it is otherwise depreciable, question of removing comes. So, plant includes XYZ, but does not include ABC. Okay. Inclusive and what?
Exclusive.
Exclusive definition. Let me keep it very simple. Exhaustive definition. Class means CA final students. Full stop. Do you understand anything beyond that? Class includes Kondaya. Apart from Kondaya, other students are there in the class?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You use the brain. Answer yes. I'm teaching only to Kondaya, is it? I'm teaching to everyone. So apart from Kondaya, maybe okay, Kondaya is the old batch student, whatever. So special reference I'm making. So apart from Kondaya, others are also there. Apart from others, so there is a what you call intelligent student called Kondaya. That is what example. Okay. So what does it mean? So we are making a specific reference to that. Samajh mein aa raha hai? Next, class means final students and includes Vidya all the way from Nepal. So class includes CA final student. So all of you are Indian, but she's from Nepal. So when I say that class includes final student, that means you all think they were all Indians. Whereas it also includes one special student from Nepal. That's why I want to specially stress on that. Exhaustive and what? Inclusive. Class means final students and includes Vidya from Nepal. Artha. Next. Class means CA final student, excludes Prasad, who was absent for last 2 classes. Prasad, return with the interest. Alva? So you should know, I know. Yeah. So class means inauguration class Vaishnavi ella ಹೇಳಿದಾರಲ್ವಾ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೋಗಬಾರದು ಅಂತ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 3 months ಯಾವ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೋಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ Anshuman not understood ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಕೋ right. So class means final students but excludes Prasad who is absent for last 2 classes. So exhaustive and excludes. Next, class includes Vidya from Nepal but excludes Ashish from Mongolia. Today has not come. Example. समझ में आ रहा है? So these are all the way you have to learn the definitions. Exhaustive definition starts with the word means, highly restrictive. Inclusive definition starts with the word includes. Dangerous definition, widest of all definition. Exhaustive and inclusive, exhaustive and exclusive, inclusive and exclusive. समझ में आ गया? Income tax is not there. Pure exclusive definition. Pure exclusive, which in income tax I could not find that. That may be class excludes Sudha, who is absent today, maybe for whatever particular reason. So she is a very regular student, but for one particular reason she is excluded. Okay, she was absent today for whatever reason. So whatever you understand in that something is excluded, that's called exclusive definition, which is very rare. is the first category of understanding the definition. सबको समझ में आ गया? Any confusion?
No, sir.
Everybody understood? Okay.
Yes,
Next. Definitions in every law. 99% of the law, at least what limited knowledge I have, definitions are given in section 2. That is one category of definition. Subsequently, in other chapters also, there will be some definitions. So, section 2 will never have subsection. Whereas subsequent chapters, you may have subsections. Sometimes it is still a clause, different story. Sometimes there may be some mess. Really. Why is it so? 2 within bracket 7, if I say, I don't say subsection. 17 which is the bracket 2, I can call it a subsection. Why is it so?
Section
Yes,
2,
Anshuman, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
section 2 within the bracket items are not linked to one another and have their own separate.
Excellent. Very good. Brilliant. That is a perfect answer. Excellent. Even if it is the wrong answer, give. I'm very happy. It is right answer, Anshuman, right answer. Right? I'm telling generally also, don't get hesitate, don't worry, because especially you are new to us. Capsually, we are all, everything bindas. Chalta hai. Right answer, wrong answer. No answer is not acceptable. Answer, kuch bhi de do. Your answer is perfect. Perfect, I'm telling. Perfect. 2 within the bracket 7 is an SSC. 2 within the bracket 8, whole batch. And try martone, Ashish. SSC, assessment year. 27, 28, 29 respectively. Are you listening? They are independent items, they are not connected items. Luckily, they may be connected, what you call it, somewhere it's related. Okay. So 2 within bracket 24, at least what you know, income. 2 within bracket 25A, India definition. Where is the connection? They are totally unrelated. So they go by alphabetical order. What's that? Alphabetical order. Alphabetical. 27 SSC, 28 is assessment, 29 is assessment year. Alphabetical order. Those items are independent defined. Alphabetical order. Whereas 17.1 salary, which includes perquisite, 17.2 is perquisite, 17.3 is profits in your salary. They are interconnected provision. That's why here we may use the word section. Clause. There we use the word subsection. Samajh mein aa gaya? Second point. Definitions used in section 2 applies to the entire act, comma, unless specifically explored in that definition itself or in a subsequent definition which says that that definition is not applicable. So 2 within bracket 41. Where there is a will, Anshuman, bolo.
There is a way.
There are a lot of relatives. So where there is a will, there are a lot of relatives. Will hai to relative aayenge. Now I'll connect it. 2 within bracket 1/4. How to remember the section anta? 1/4 is capital asset. आपका बहुत इतना capital asset building है. So capital asset है तो relatives आएंगे. 1/4 उल्टा करो. 41. Easy to remember. 214 is a capital asset. 241, you know, Sanjay Samada. Hey Sanjay, yeah. 214 is what? Capital asset. 241 is a relative. Now, who is a relative? Who is a relative? So 241 says, in relation to an individual, spouse, parent, brother, ... some definition is there. Now, I go to 56.2.10. Read with 56.2.7. Gift income. Now, Vidya gives me 60,000 rupees cash. 60,000 cash gift. 2 RMRs. Vidya is my sister. Is it taxable in my hand?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because she's a
Relative.
relative. Okay. 56.2.10 very clearly says. 241 also says the same thing. Next, Ashisha gives me 60,000 gift. So he is my sister's son, nephew. Sister's son, nephew. Gottalo elrigo? Sister's son. Okay. Is he a relative? So for the purpose of 56.2.10, look at this. Is a relative. Sister is a relative. Sister son is not a relative. Sister son is not a relative. So the definition of relative, what I understood in 241, what I understood in 56.210 is different. For the purpose of 56.210, there's a definition given there. Go by that only. Go by that only. Whereas 241 definition has to be used for entire income tax act unless specifically given otherwise. 40 capital A within the bracket to 40A2. Any payment to relatives, unreasonable amount is disallowed. So now Ashish and Kamal are working in my company. Both are equally qualified, equally experienced, blah, blah, blah. Kamal, okay, so I pay him 20 lakh rupees. Ashish, since he's my nephew, I'll give him 24 lakh. So 4 lakh rupees I paid extra. Now whether nephew is a relative, only if he is a relative, then it is disallowed. So nephew may not be relative even for 241. If he is not a relative, whether you pay 24 lakh or 30 lakh, it should be allowed. Samajh mein aa raha hai? So the definitions given in section 2 applies to whole of the income act unless specifically given otherwise. Whereas definitions of the each chapter has to be restricted there. Next. Whether plant includes computers?
Yes, sir.
You would say yes, no, whatever, some answer. Make some noise. Yeah. Plant includes computers? Yes. 54G under the capital gain chapter says, you are shifting your plant from urban area to non-urban area, the right word. Easy to remember. There are so many ways I'll make your life easy, but you have to be with me. 54G, गांव चले जाना. कटे भाई किधर? 54G, निमज्जी इर्तार वाले Bangalore के. So 54G, गांव चले जाना. Okay. So you're shifting your plant and machinery from urban area to non-urban area. If you're shifting computer from Bangalore to village, will you get an exemption? Otherwise, you are selling the computer and 54. So 54G, I repeat the point. 54G is for plant and machinery. So some capital gain exemption. Don't worry about what is capital gain. So computer you sell, you get a capital gain. Computer the plant, so you get invest in a village area. Will you get an exemption?
Yes, sir.
Those who see, try giving answers. Right, wrong, baad mein gaya. Answer is 100% no. Kyun? Plant, what you understood includes computer, is only for business income. 43.3 definition is only for chapter 4D, which is business income. You cannot extend beyond it. 54G, plant and machinery is not defined. You have to go by general connotation, general understanding, not by what is given in 43. Hold on. Computer, you may still have a confusion. Now come out of income tax. Come out. You go today after the class, you go and tell your mother, Mummy, keep this plant somewhere. Give the book and say, give the book to her and Mummy, take the book and say, Mummy, keep the plant there. She will think, what happened to him after attending the class? Then you tell, Mummy, give the key of a plant. Because for the purpose of business income, plant includes books also, vehicles also. Whereas outside business income, how can you say plant include books here? I am writing on the plant andre pant which oditare hudugurige. Artha agta idya? So plant cannot be book. So what is there in chapter 4D, business income, has to be restricted only for business income. It should not be taken beyond business income. If this would have been given in section 2, entire income tax act would have been applicable. So the definition given to the in business income must be applied only for business income. It should not be extended beyond that. Are you understanding? Pakka.
Yes.
So definitions of section 2 is for entire income tax. Definitions of section 43 is only for business income. Now sometimes there are michi masala. 2 within bracket 47. Quick, old batch.
Transfer.
Very good. Extremely important section. 247 is transfer. Section 47?
No transfer.
No transfer.
No transfer. That is the way you should remember. My new friends, those who are attending for the first time, CFL, don't get tensed. They all attended earlier once. That's why they may remember. Athava, intermediate, they would have learned properly. I don't know. Okay. Thanks to them. 2 within bracket 47. Transfer, they're not stopped at transfer. Shashank, they say transfer in relation to a capital asset. So it's a definition in section 2 only, but it is not for any transfer. They said transfer in relation to a capital asset. Capital asset is mainly used in which head of income?
Capital gain.
Gains.
So, but somewhere else, if there's a capital asset, that also. But this time, 2022 budget, they have messed it by including VDA, okay, virtual digital asset. Not by that, but the language which they drafted is very, very dangerous. Okay, we'll see later. So, 2 within bracket 47, Prajna is a transfer, but it should be not for any asset you transfer, only for the capital asset, because the definition only says transfer in relation to
Capital asset.
transfer in relation to
Capital asset.
Capital asset.
transfer in relation to capital asset. So understood reasonably how to understand the definitions.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Next, it may not be highly interesting, okay, but little bit. Okay, we'll come to the jokes later. Next, how to read the act. So you would have all seen that. Act of, here, oh, here. All of you would have seen, okay, a book like this. So it's always not Anshuma not seen, oh, so tense, don't worry, man. I have not seen the thickness, shown the thickness, sir. This much only. Okay, ayo Ramanan. Why are you worried, man? You don't have to study this much. Iska, not even 25% will be learning. Relax and chill. You want me to show a smallest book? Wait. Okay, not in front of the act, you know. I have a book with me. 1 second, I'm here only. Don't think Shedi sir ran away. Never, girl is not ready. Yeah. Can you see a book? So now you see, now you should be very happy. Okay? Income tax is very, very small here compared to this book. Dekho, kitna bada book hai? This is a book of containing 10,000 songs. Okay, Dasara Padagaloda. Okay, this is a book written. Okay, 10,000 songs. Okay, oh, amazing book. Someone has gifted me. Okay, and I felt very sad because it is just 1,000 rupees. 10,000 songs. So this is where something has been underpriced, like agriculture people. They are not given the right price. Same way, 10,000 Kannada. They called Devarnama. Okay, God's grace. Dasa, that too only of Dasa Sahitya. It is 10,000 songs, hardly 1,000 rupees. Anyway, I got it freely because someone got it, I believe. They said only Sheti sir can read this book, not anybody else. And they gave me. Anyway, I am in the process. I may not complete in this Janma, but let me see. Okay. So, coming back. So, we have an act. It's a very small lot. Now, Anshuman, very small compared to that. Like this, so it's so beautiful. So, Prajna, it's so small book. In the act, sir, always white color. Sir, printer has used this here, publisher. It can be any color which you want. So now in the act, every act, whether the company's act, Vidya, whether it is an income of that, Vidya. So you have, this is that we have to keep the video on, okay? Chapter number hoga. I hope you can read something. Chapter, dikhai de raha hai? Chapter.
Yeah. Yes,
Under the chapter numbers are normally Roman numbers. Any act, I'm not talking income act today. So as of now, any act, chapter number, Roman number. So every time subsequent you write chapter number 4, you write Roman number 4. Under the chapters, okay, you have sections which are English numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. In between 10A, 10AA, where they would have inserted some extra sections later. Okay, right. Next, under the section, there can be clause or subsection. Kamal, concentrate here, man. So, subsection. Under the subsection, there can be clause, there can be subclause, there can be explanation, there can be provisos. These are the content of an act. Is it boring? You look at the mirror daily, no? Anyway, I'll tell you a joke, please. Please? Yeah. Enema? So, yeah, listen. There are some traditional jokes. I'll completely exhaust it. Then we'll go to some Kanji Pinji WhatsApp joke. Now, after WhatsApp jokes, now traditional jokes also are missing. Okay. Early. 7 software engineers, with due respect to software engineers in your house, and 7 chartered accountant, always respected. Chartered accountant. So, of Infosys Pune, they had to go for Infosys Pune. There's a team of engineers are also there, chartered accountants are also working. They had to go for a conference in Mumbai. 7 chartered accountants, 7 software engineers. They're going where? Train, around 3 to 4 hours journey, long journey. 7 engineers, nice people, they took 7 tickets. 7 chartered accountants, smart people, they took only 1 ticket. So they were inside the train. Engineers knew the chartered accountants have not taken the ticket correctly. They will definitely be properly fined. But they didn't know that we are smart. So they were sitting inside. So they saw the TT coming with the black coat. Immediately, all the 7 chartered accountants rushed to a toilet. Where do they go? Toilet. Now, how come 7, etc.? That is not relevant. It is not income tax question to be asked. Okay, that they will take care. That is not your problem. So all 7, and normally TT comes, he knocks the door of the toilet. And normally what we think? 1 toilet, 1 person. 1 person had a ticket. He put his hand outside. TT thought there's only 1 person. CS were exempted from punishment. Nothing happened. Engineers are frustrated, but what they do? What can they do? They are engineers. Conference ho gaya. Mumbai mein, they have to come back to Pune. But this time they didn't get a direct train. Mumbai to Pune, they have to come by a long journey train. Mumbai to Lonavala. Mumbai to Lonavala, there's a very famous chikki there. Okay. So Mumbai to Lonavala, they have to come by a long journey train. Lonavala to Pune, they have to come by a local train. Atava, metro train. Most of you know metro train. So now engineers wanted to be smart. What did they do? They are following chartered accountant. They took only 1 ticket. By seeing engineers taking 1 ticket, chartered accountants took how many tickets? How many maybe? Not 7. This is the beauty of chartered accountants, Anshuman. They took 0 tickets. Not even 2. 0. So they were inside the train. Engineers saw the TT coming in. Immediately they rushed to 1 toilet. Immediately after that, chartered accountant rushed to the opposite toilet. Opposite toilets in the train. Before TT could come, one chartered accountant came out, knocked the door of engineers. Engineers thought what? Oh, TT aa gaya. He put his hand outside. Chartered accountant snatched the ticket, went inside the toilet. Engineers were properly fined. I hope you understood. So, story doesn't end here. They got down at Lonavala. Engineers are devastated, frustrated. But what to do? They're engineers. So they wanted to at least play the game at the end. They want to win. What did they do? Lonavala to Pune. They have to come by a local train or metro train, you visualize. So 7 engineers took a 0 ticket. They're following chartered accountant, no? And 7 smart chartered accountant took 7 ticket. And engineers are still searching for toilets in the metro or local train. You know, engineers are still searching for what? Toilets in the local chupne ke liye. Okay. So local train, metro train mein nahi hoga. Bombay local train, if you have seen, or metro train, okay, anywhere in India, okay, you will not be able to find, isn't it? So what is the moral of the story? When you're taking a risk, take a calculated risk. Okay. So which only chartered accountant can understand. Really. Incidental, if those who have not understood that joke, because I could see. Myself and Virendra Sehwag, one of my favorite cricketers. Okay, so we're playing cricket. Okay, India versus Australia. So senior, so he hit 50 and start showing back to the crowd. Once you hit 50, then immediately after that, I hit 40 and I start showing the back to the crowd. He came and I said, yeah, what rubbish? It is not 50, but it is only 40. I said, hey, chupke baithe rahe. Only a CS student can understand the importance of 40. You know, only a CS student can understand the importance of 40. Okay, jokes about it. Let's come back now. So, how to read the act? First, I'll give a break in between. Okay, now relax and change. Chapter number are in Roman number. Section numbers are in English number. Now, chapter heading and section heading, the title what is given. If they contradict, what to do? If the act, chapter heading and section heading contradict, what to do? Revati, hi. I didn't see. Revati, are you able to hear, Baba?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, right. No, but some alternative, Baba. Alternative you have to do it. Yeah, fine. Right. So chapter heading and section heading, if they contradict, which is superior? Anybody? Section head is superior or chapter heading? Chapter ka niche section hai. So, but section overtakes or the chapter?
Section overrides.
Section heading. They are right. Chapter 3, exclusions from total income. Exemption chapter. Section 10 AA, deduction. It is no more an exemption section. Earlier it was an exemption section, probably from 2009. It has become a deduction section. So, chapter 3 ka niche 10 AA hai. Chapter 3 is an exemption section. 10 AA heading bolta hai deduction. So, 10 AA heading deduction overrules chapter number. So, whenever there is a contradiction between section heading and chapter heading, which will override?
Section heading.
Section will override. Next, section heading and content of section contradict. Sometimes it may happen. Lawmakers are also human beings, alwa. They are also human beings. So, section heading and content of the section, okay, contradict. What should you do? Bottom-up approach. Content of the section overrides section heading. So, chapter ka niche section hai, section mein content hai. If content is superior, next is section heading, next is a chapter. Bottom-up approach. Samajh mein aa gaya? How to read the law? This is the general law everywhere. Okay, whether the corporate law, whether the income tax law, COFEPOS Act, any act, you have to go by that. All of you comfortable, Baba? Comfortable. Next. Section you understood. Clause and subsection you understood. Subsection ke niche clause kyo? 17 is a section. 2 can be, actually they refer to clause only many a time. There are some mess. That's okay. Subsection. Under that, if they want to make a mention, first purpose it includes RFA, concessional RFA. They want to give a list. They are called clauses. There may be some sub-clauses. What is an explanation? What is a proviso? Anybody? Explanation given in the act. Shetty sir का explanation नहीं है भाई, वो Shetty sir भाड़ में गया. Section के नीचे explanation होता है. So below the section there may be some proviso. Anybody? Whatever you know, you please answer. Don't hesitate giving wrong answer. Any answer is right for me. Yes.
Proviso is an exception to the section.
Very good. Yes. Okay. Explanation.
Explanation clarifies the wordings of the section.
Brilliant. Perfect words. Perfect words. Explanation is a clarification. Proviso is a condition. Instead of saying exception, sometimes it is exception also. Better word is condition. Slight alteration. Myself and Murli, CM, Chandrasekhar and Murli and company, we do a partnership firm. And in the partnership firm, I am a sleeping partner. My Sorao, he is working partner. He is receiving a salary. Which income is this? Which head?
PGB.
PGB.
Business.
PG go BP baroth guarantee. Tell me. PB. Confident. Yeah, it is business income. PGB. Salary received by a partner from a partnership firm is not a salary income. Who told you?
Charging section of business income.
Very good. Okay, right. So Kondaya, so your friend Ashish says 28 says salary received by a partner from a partnership firm is not a salary income. Do you agree with him? Kondaya, unmute. Quick.
Yes, sir. I will agree, sir.
I like it. Now both of you take your right hand and hit yourself. Quick. Ashish, jora get. Take your workout. Now both of you, including Kondaya, hit yourself quickly. Now,
Yes, sir. Hit, sir.
Are they right? Answer actually is right, but they are not right. What's a cranky? Mute, immediately. Immediately after answering, please mute yourself so that it doesn't disturb others. So look at this. Explanation below section 15 says, salary received by a partner from a partnership firm is not salary income. 28 clause 5 says, salary, interest, commission, etc. received by a partner for a partnership firm is a business income. As a CA final student, their answer is wrong. Now understand carefully. It is not a salary income. How can business income talk about it? Yeah, Ashish, salary income ke niche there is an explanation. Section 15 is the charging section of salary. Below that they say salary received by a partner for a partner. It's not a salary income. Where is it taxable? Why should I bother? Salary had said, मेरा income नहीं है. किधर जाओ, उधर जाओ. 28 पे जाओ. 28 clause 5 say such salary is a business income. Now understand very carefully. I'm very in-depth analysis. I'm doing it, and that's what is required at final. Salary received by a partner from a partnership is not a salary income, which everybody knows. Who told you? If I say it is not a salary income, salary chapter says. Section 15. If I say it is a taxable as a business income says 28.5. Could I explain what I said? Unmute.
Yes, sir. Salary of a partner. Explanation 2, section 15 states, salary of a partner is not chargeable as an income from salary, but profits and gains from business or profession, in chargeability section, it is stated salary, interest, remuneration, whatever received by the partner will be charged as, or it will be charged as profits and gains from business or profession.
Now quickly, all of you should answer. Salary received by a partner is taxable as a business income. Who told you? Quick.
Charging section of
business.
That's it. 28. Very good. Salary received by a partner for a partnership firm is not a salary income. Who told you?
explanation.
Explanation to 50. So answer same hai, but the answering same nahi hai. Answer same hai. Answering is where you are going to get the marks. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? ठीक है. Next. Explanation is a clarification. Wherever there is a confusion possible, wherever there is issue possible, they give a clarification. Next, what is a proviso? Either condition or exception. Mainly, it is a provision. Proviso is a condition. I am an employee of Anshuman. I receive salary taxable. I receive RFA taxable. If I receive medical treatment in a government hospital, for which Anshuman reimburses the same, it is actually a perquisite. They say proviso to section 72 says any medical perquisite treated in a government hospital provided by the employer is not taxable, provided these items are not taxable. Proviso. Next, 23 within the bracket 1. Below that it says municipal tax paid by the owner anywhere in the world, which I am telling, is allowed as a deduction. So I have a self-occupied property. All of you listening? Yes. Self-occupied property. So I pay, what is annual value of self-occupied property? Annual value?
Zero.
Nil.
Aryabhata's contribution to maths. Nil. And I paid municipal taxes. So 10,000 rupees. Self-occupied or let out. Property tax, municipal tax to dena hai. So is it allowed as a deduction?
No.
Why no?
No income. Nil.
So hold on. If I have to go by Ashok's explanation, there is no concept of loss only. 10 lakh our business income hai, 14 lakh expenditure. Then business loss why 4 lakh? Atava, I started the business on 1st March, but no customer came to me. I incurred expenditure. Not allowed? It is allowed. That is not the answer. Next. So this is how, see, his answer is right, not allowed. Why it is not allowed at a final level? Your answer cannot be what Ashok said. Why it is not allowed? Anybody?
It is 23(1) property.
Very good. 23(1). What is that, Shashank?
It is LOP or DLOP.
Excellent. Proviso below 23 Allah. Proviso below 23(1). Don't worry about the sections. I'm understanding the law. Section 23 talks about annual value. Let us take two clauses, subsections. 23(1) is LOP or DLOP. 23(4) is SOP, self-occupied property. This proviso which says municipal tax is allowed is given below 23 or below 23(1). I said it is below 23(1). 23(1) is only LOP or DLOP. Then how can I allow it under SOP, which is under 23(4)? Had they placed the proviso below section 23, completely below 23, then that amount would have been allowed even for a SOP. But they are given below LOP only. That means you cannot. So condition is applicable only for LOP, not for let out property. Samajh mein aa gaya? Samajh mein? This is how you have to go for the in-depth. In-depth. Sir, see, you say, sir, SOP, it's not allowed. I know why. Not allowed. वो answer नहीं चलेगा. Because proviso of allowing the municipal tax is given only below 23(1), not below 23, neither below 23(4), nor below entire section 23. Even if they would have given Santosh below section 23, I would have allowed, but they're not given. सबको समझ में आ गया? Condition is applicable only for 21. Next, two interesting deviation. Kamal is having one house property in Cape Town, South Africa. Is it taxable in India? Hey, Kamal, bol rahe.
Depends on my residential status.
But I have seen you for last 1 or 2 days in JB Nagar only now.
Then it is taxable.
Then you are a resident. So Kamal, I know him from what do you call the intermediate, okay, the direct student. I know him from that, and he opposite to my house only is there. I have seen him every now and then, 1 or 2 days. So he's a resident, R&R. So Cape Town taxable hai? Bolo. Yes. Yes. Municipal taxes उधर भी होगा, उधर भी होगा, किधर भी होगा, municipal tax तो होगा. So that municipal tax what he pays in South Africa, is it allowed as a deduction? Let out property.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Paid anywhere.
Venugopal, I have used that word. Proviso says, Sudha, municipal tax is paid by the owner is allowed. Venugopal Reddy versus CIT, Madras High Court decision. Anywhere in the world, it is income. Municipal tax, why should not be allowed? So anywhere in the world, it is allowed. Understood? Right. Now a slight deviation. See, this is the beauty of taxation law. So I'm learning income tax from 95, but 2 years back when we were reading one law, okay, we were stunned by one amendment. Let us take an example. Vidya's native place is in Nepal, but settled in Bangalore for the time being. Okay, so Vidya has 2 self-occupied properties in Bangalore. How many are exempted now? 2. 23(2) talks about that. Okay, 23(1) and 23(4) is DLOP, etc. I'm sorry, 23(4) Allah. 23(2) talks about SOP. Okay, 23(4) says if you have more than one SOP, then you have to go back to 23(1). Okay, 23(2) 2 properties. So how many properties are exempted? Annual value is nil or 2 properties. So she has 2 properties in Bangalore. SOP annual value is nil. Next, she is from Nepal. So she's having a job in Bangalore. She's working. She has 2 house properties in Nepal. Both are locked. So went for self-occupation, but she's in Bangalore and she's staying in a rented house here. How many properties are exempted? I'm showing you now.
One.
Both. Third case. She has 1 house property in Nepal, which is locked because of her employment in Bangalore. She bought 1 house in Bangalore using for self-occupation. How many properties are exempted?
One.
Rising value is nil. Unfortunately, one. There's a drafting error. It is a mistake by the lawmakers, which happened 2-3 years back. Earlier, maybe many of you when you study intermediate, it was only one house property was exempt. Now I think a couple of years back they made it 2. But the one proviso, they have missed it or missed it. Why is it so? What is the law saying? 2 self-occupied property, 23 to property, 23 to A or 23 to B. Self-occupied 2 exempted. 2 property in Nepal but could not be occupied because of BEP, business, employment or profession in Bangalore, also exempted. But there is unfortunate drafting error. Now she has one house in Nepal. She is staying in Bangalore, okay, and staying in one rented, own house. If she wanted the Nepal house to be exempted, she should not stay in her own house. She should not stay in her own house. It is actually not the intention of the law, but income tax law is a law of fact. You should read the law the way it is, not the way you want. So, what the lawmakers have said, if you want that house property in Nepal to be exempted, you should stay in a rented house in Bangalore. She's staying in her own house. Unfortunately, the Nepal house is deemed to be let out. She has to pay the tax. They're not understood, I repeat. Vidya has 2 houses in Bangalore. Both are self-occupied. How much exempted? How many are exempted?
Both the house.
Both.
Respond. Next, she has 2 houses in Nepal and she could not occupy because of the employment in Bangalore. And Bangalore, she's saying rented house. 2 houses in Nepal. How many are exempted?
2 houses.
2. She has 1 house in Bangalore, self-occupied. 1 house in Nepal is locked. That is also meant for self-occupation. Unfortunately, Nepal house is not exempted. It is fully taxable because lawmakers unfortunately missed it. They said, because earlier it was only 1 alwa. Earlier what they said, if self-occupied in Bangalore, if you have, so that property in Nepal is taxable. But now they say, if you want an exemption for Nepal house, you should not stay in a own house in Bangalore. They're staying in own house. That is an unfortunate mistake. Sabko samajh mein aa gaya? Everybody understood? Yeah, it is a mistake. Fine. So now let's get back. So proviso is a condition. Explanation is a clarification. Proviso is a condition. Explanation, clarification. Okay. This is a skeleton of the Income Act. Next, Income Act is of 1961. Wow. Before 1961, there was no tax only. Come off. 1922 Act was there. Earlier also there. Lagan movie, some tax, whatever the tax that is there from American, I know that they're levying the tax even before that also. Okay. So 1961 Act came into effect from Section 1, short title, commencement and extent. Act means Income Act of 1961 came into effect from 1/4/1962. Kanyakumari to Kashmir. Whether you go to Kanyakumari or you go to Kashmir, whether you go to Kanyakumari or Kashmir. I'm holding the map ulta ma. What from Indian Ocean waterfalls? I'm holding the map ulta. Yeah, Kanyakumari. Wherever you go, the law is same. Okay, Income Act is applicable to whole of India. Jammu and Kashmir files are your office files. It is applicable. Samajh mein aa gaya? Yeah, everywhere it is applicable. Fine. So this is about the introduction. Okay. So one important inspiration story I tell and then I give you a break. A beautiful story. Anyway, not every class I will tell. This is amazing. Very apt for my CA friends. There was a king. He ordered his minister. Asked his minister. See, I see this hockey game. Sometimes the luck plays. Kabaddi, sometimes the luck plays, etc. I want you to develop a game which doesn't work on luck at all. Pure brain. So you see everything. Cricket, for example. Cricket may not be there at that time. Cricket. So if there is a loose ball, you can hit a 6. Sometimes loose ball only, you get out. It all happens. It's a luck. Sometimes. So Sachin Tendulkar, best of the best person, also would have got out for 0 multiple times. 99 he got out. So that's all. Sometimes luck plays a vital role, isn't it? Okay. Fine. Really. So Pakistan also has won World Cup. Last place, they were actually 92 World Cup. They were almost thrown out. So one mistake, probably I think New Zealand, that costed them huge. Atava South Africa, their unfortunate, unlucky team. So mostly Gibbs Irbeck. Okay, so Steve was catch, he dropped. These are all the amazing stories of cricket. Don't watch now, Okay, so quarter-final match, if I'm not wrong, quarter-final, semi-final, and South Africa versus Australia. Okay, Australia was in good team, and South Africa also extremely good. Lance Klusner was playing exceptionally well. So Steve, okay, hit. He was the captain. The lollipop catch. He was inside. In fact, Arsenal's Gibbs, he dropped the catch. Immediately, Steve went and told him, "My dear friend, you dropped the World Cup." And that match was tied. Match was tied because of the run rate. Australia went to the final and they won the World Cup. Okay, so luck plays a huge, vital role. Okay, yearly. So many matches. I think one match, who is that? One more brilliant bowler. You are the captain at that time. Who was that? South Africa. Sean Pollock. Alva. So one match, actually, they were supposed to go to the next step. Run rate calculation he did wrong because of the rain, etc. They lost the World Cup. Early. Now, let's come back. King ordered the minister develop some game without any luck. He said, "How?" Then he developed one game called chess. You know chess? Yeah, I don't know much about it, but at least. So chess is a game where you have to use your brain only. So that's why I don't know. Brain is not there. No? So the chess box, 64 boxes will be there. Are you aware of it? 64. So you developed the game and King was amazed. Wow, what a game where everything based on the brain. Excellent. He was so happy, like old kings days to say, no, hey, minister, okay, Mantri, aapko catch chahiye pucha. Mantri said, "No, sir, I don't want anything." King said, "No, I am the king. I am telling you, you must order on that. You have to take also, you have to take something compulsory." King was smart. He has developed that game and he is intelligent. He said, "You just do one thing, sir. There are 64 boxes are there, no? You give me, okay, in the first box, one piece of rice, 1 unit of rice. Second box, you double it. So that means how much you should get? 2 kg, only 1 unit. Third box, put iska double. First 1, then 2, then 4, then 8. That's pretty enough." King says, "What rubbish you are asking, man? Only that much I'll take it." You know how much King would have given him? He has lost his entire kingdom. He lost his entire kingdom. I was stunned by this actually story when I read this yesterday. Even after that, I am also very fascinated about maths. 64 boxes rest. I took the calculator and did it. All of you take your calculator. Take. It's okay. Let us have fun. If you calculator. First 1 into 2, 2. Then into 2 madi. Just to do 2. Then keep on pressing equal to. Keep on pressing equal to. Maybe by the time you come to 33, you are all in multiple crores. 64 box. Just look at it. But we are not able to hear you. There's a network issue. So now have you seen that? Yeah. Now 8 into 2, 16. 16 time madro. 2 into 2 is equal to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. 16 time when you do only, you'll come to somewhere around lakhs. Then like that, if you keep doing, so 34, 35, 36, 34, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you are within 40 only, your calculator says error. 64 boxes means how much it will go? Did you understand what I'm trying to say? You thought it is a small one unit, Saranta. The moral of the story is, this is the beauty of compounding in life. The small effort, what you do it on a regular, consistent basis, especially in a CA course, it's only 1 mark. One mark what you accumulate in daily class. Okay, it might give you only 50 or 60. Once you are a CA, your life gets compounded. what you started at the age of 20, 25, 30, whatever age, okay, 55 also. There was one Madurai madam, I think, Sudha madam, I shared that video. One lady started CA after 50, okay, so 85 years old, actually, lady she has sent a beautiful video. So look at the compounding. Some of you are very, very young. You are in early 20, 21, 22. Look at the compounding happen. But start early, compound it, be consistent. Your life, especially with CA, because CA there is no addition, it's always multiplication. समझ में आ रहा है? So start with very. So one day I came 5 minutes late. Anta. One first that unit of the rice you have missed, you may not be able to do the compounding. Understanding? So this is the beauty of consistency. Amazing. Are you not amazed? Anybody has heard this story earlier? Great. Is it not amazing? Start with one unit and 64 by your calculator says, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Okay. He lost the entire kingdom here. This is the beauty of consistency and obsession with consistency. Okay. I hope all of you are enjoying. So 8:41 will meet. 10 minutes break. Mast maja madi. Are you back?
Yes, sir.
10 minutes means 10 minutes. Not
We
more
are
than
back, sir.
You're back?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just an information. The fee structure for the newly joined student for both the group as low as 42,500. Then normally we allow all the students to attend the batches more than once, multiple batches. And suppose if you attended the class of 1st January 20, okay, afterwards, then there is no additional fees unless you are taking some optional subjects. Whereas if you joined before 1st January 20, very important, there would have been some students who would have taken up course earlier, maybe because of the family commitment, some other thing, they would have discontinued. Those who are a student of CA final earlier and they would have discontinued, if any one of your seniors discontinued for whatever reason, the fees for them will be 30,100 for both the group and single group will 16,100. You can share this information. So anyone and everyone who wants to join, they can join. Okay. See, it is non-depreciable, Anshuman. Dog is non-depreciable. Non-depreciable, no? Okay, right. Any doubt, any question, anything you want to ask before we resume the session? All of you are able to understand everything?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any response? You can respond, no? Give the response.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You can. Yeah, Ashish, read.
Yes.
You deleted this message. So the conversation between employer and employer.
You deleted this message. What did you delete? Sir, I need promotion. Delete it again.
It is just small fun. Okay, right. The second leg of discussion of reading the law again. We are still in the reading the law only. How to read the act. Now, act, we said it contains what? Sections, subsections, all those are fine. Now, from where to read the law? Kidhar se padhna hai? As far as you are concerned, you are supposed to read from
Income tax act.
CAPS material. First, don't read anything beyond that. But CAPS material is prepared based on what? Atava, the subject is based on what? The sources of law. First source, the most important, is the very small book, Anshuman, Income Tax Act. So, Income Tax Act of 1961. That is a major source law. Next comes income tax rules. Income tax rules. Income Tax Act and income rules. What is the difference? Anyone? Anyone want to answer? Act, there should be a difference, alwa. And it's not just income tax, it is there everywhere. Companies Act hai, company rules hai, Corporations Act hai. Everywhere there's an act and rules. What is the difference? Otherwise, there should be rules separately.
It may
Is, I guess, what is to be done, and rules specify how it is to be done.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, very reasonable answer. Okay, next, Ashish.
Yes, sir. It will assist in implementing the act, basically.
Okay, same, almost same answer what Anshuman told. Next. Anybody else? Act gives provisions, rules gives procedures and formats.
Same
Just
thing,
remember,
sir.
Act gives what? Provisions. So then rules gives what? Procedures and format. Whatever they said in little or you call polished manner. Act gives what? Provisions. Rules gives what? Procedures and formats. I am an employee of Anshuman Limited. I receive salary. Salary is taxable. He gave me a car. So for use purpose, Prasad, is it taxable? Act says yes. 17 subsection 2 says, which may perquisite includes the car. Sir, now, so myself and Prasad both are employees of Anshuman. Prasad has been given a Mercedes-Benz car. I have been given a March 800 car. So he is enjoying with the Benz car in a better way compared to me. How? Rule 3.2 says, income tax rules may, bada car, bada hai to behtar hai. So he is getting a better car facility. So charge 2,400 per month. Mera chota small car, maybe 1,800 per month. Samajh mein aa raha hai, Deepa? So Act gives the provision, rules gives the rule 3.2 gives the what you call procedures and formats. Next, I am an employee, so 10 lakh salary, I deducted 1 lakh tax. Deduct 192 says deduct. 192 is a section of the Act. 192 says deduct TDS. The TDS kar raha hai. So give me the proof, man. Income the rules give the format of form number 16. Form 16, if you want to know, it is there in the income tax rules. Samajh mein aa raha hai? So Act gives the provision, rules gives procedures and formats. Next, Act rules, very important. Case laws. So earlier, okay, we used to remember case law, page number, etc. Now, thanks to the what you called everything available online, not online class ala. Last 10-15 years in I'm telling you. Okay. So anybody is joining with the one more FE440? Who is this? Anyone of you are joining with other instrument? Okay, I think we can see the video on it. Okay, right. Okay, let's move on. All of you listening? Relax. Okay. So, all of you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, case laws, taxation law, especially in CA final level, is constructed with case laws. Constructed with case, amazing case laws. Okay. Take a small, beautiful example. One year Silk Mills case, Honorable Supreme Court decision. Some of the amazing case laws. Earlier, when I used to study excise duty law was very less. Case laws were too many. Everything was based on case law. Okay. So income tax also, here sections are important. Case laws are also important. 2 within bracket 47 plus 2 within bracket 14 is equal to 45(1). Transfer of a capital asset is equal to capital gain. 247 transfer 214 capital asset, capital gain 45. Charging section. Don't worry about section. Transfer of what? Ashok? Chapati from plate to mouth. Okay, again, I reiterate. My friends, those who are having office commitment, etc., you want to eat also, eat. Keep the video on and eat. It's a normal, natural process. Okay, don't say, no, sir, you do like this. I will not. Okay, so none of the other people will be doing. So I'll get a stomach pain because you ask actually. Don't worry. Stomach pain, right? So, one year Silk Mills case. Okay, first, before that, I'll go to the case. I have a building. I sold it to Revati. Building is a capital asset?
Yes, sir.
Fixed asset, generally fixed asset. So sale is a transfer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That means there's a capital gain, straight away capital gain. Next, Kamal is owning one building in MG Road. Any city, there's an MG Road. What is MG Road? Anshuman? MG Road, Mahatma Gandhi. What is Mahatma Gandhi Road? Where Gandhian principles are strictly not followed. That's it. I am serious. Everywhere. Mahatma Gandhi say wear khadi and go. People say why to wear chumma go anta. All posh cities of any what you call big cities, MG Road. Okay, people why to wear. Poor people, papa. Okay, hardly they wear. So hot, no? Now Kamal ka building kata bhai MG Road mein. Unfortunately, building caught fire or something happened, completely collapsed. He's crying, "Ayyo, mera building chale gaya tha." Department, income department comes and says, "Pay the tax on that." Huh? You know, He is already crying Murli, building go ekuto but tax what rubbish.
Insurance claim.
Insurance claims.
What Deepa?
Insurance claims.
Income tax law is merciless. What law says? Do you have a building? Answer. Did you have a building? Yes, it is a capital asset. When it is destroyed by fire, is it a transfer? Answer is yes. 2 within bracket 47 inter alia. Inter alia means amongst others. Okay, includes extinguishment of an asset, relinquishment of right in an asset. When extinguishment means coming to an end. When asset comes to an end, it is an extinguishment. Building tha, building nahi hai abhi, so it came to an end. So building is a capital asset. Extinguishment is a transfer. Now says you have to pay the tax. He is saying, what nonsense here? Okay. So then Honorable Supreme Court, it went up to Supreme Court level, Honorable Supreme Court. So this is my building. So building, okay. Pen it, Ashish. Take your pen. 4 color pen is quick. Adipa, okay, right. Okay, right. Okay, yaro, not waste time. Okay, right. So I have a building. This is a building, Qutub Minar. I gave it to Deepa. I sold it to Deepa. Deepa, Torsama, to show your building. Adalama, 4 color pen, Torsri. Where is 4 color pen? Don't have. Take quicker. No, my building, you completely change it. Okay, right. Kiska basa? I say pen, Kiska. The Kashi first tell it though. Our Allah's code it. Right. So I have a building. This is a building. Okay. I sold it to him. First, before I sell only, how can you have it? Okay. I sold the building to him. Show the building. Amma. He is having a building. After the transfer, asset exists. That is a capital gain. 1 year silk mill case, they went one step ahead and said, to be called transfer, after the transfer, asset should exist. Where is the asset, man? Building is destroyed by fire, only ashes. What rubbish you are talking about? Where is the asset? So that's why Honorable Supreme Court went one step ahead and said, I know that the transfer, I know that the capital asset, but capital asset doesn't exist. There is no capital gain. So 1 year silk mills case, which was there for decades. Department, when I say department, revenue or the income of the department, they became red-faced. So much of income, there is no tax on that. They amended the section itself. 45, which is the bracket 1A, 1A. Okay, so 45, which is the bracket 1A. So 1A says, any amount received, any insurance money received about destruction of an asset by fire, flood, tsunami, gulls, etc. Did you hear correctly, Deepa? Any capital asset destroyed, and if you receive insurance money, destruction of the asset by fire, flood, tsunami, gulls, etc. Tsunami asset. Anything else you heard? I can't help it. I think the Zoom pops up some words. So, if it is destroyed and if you receive the money, it is taxable. So, Honorable Supreme Court decision was there. Now it has been struck off because of the amendment. So, till it is amended by the Act, Honorable Supreme Court decision is the law of the land. Whatever is there, you have to follow it. Now, you should ask me a question, why insurance money? Insurance money based on market value, huge. MG Road, Kamal has purchased the building in 1975 for 10 lakh. Now it will be 1,000 crores. I'm very serious. 1,000 crores. So much of money. That's why it's taxable. So, 1 year silk mills case in your gone. Now to come back to BC University case. Honorable Supreme Court decision again. Prajna is a chartered accountant. She sold her profession or business and goodwill to someone else. So, goodwill is a capital asset. Sale is a transfer, no dispute. Everybody said yes, transfer of a capital asset. What is the computation of capital gain? Sale value, 500 crores, plus cost of acquisition. Kaise karenge? How do we do it? Cost is there. She has worked so hard to bring that name to that level, etc. So difficult. Cost of acquisition, question mark. 500 crore minus question mark is a question mark only, Prasad. So the department, Honorable Supreme Court said in BC University case, when computation fails, charge fails. When computation fails, charge will no tax. She said no tax at all. So Honorable Supreme Court decision said, it is not, I'm not teaching you the case law, I'm teaching you how to read the case law. It applies even today. Now understand carefully, there are two case laws of it. 1 year silk means in entirety it has been struck down because of 45 1 year. BC Srinivas case applies even today. Sir, what goodwill is not taxable? I never said that. They amended section 55 saying that. So, Prajna, what's your problem, ma? Come. Sir, I have a goodwill. I'm a very genuine taxpayer. मुझे tax भरना है. Tax payment करने के calculation later day. I can't find out how to do the tax. What to do? Then the department says, come here, come straight now. What's your problem? Sale value 5 crore, less cost. I will tell you, nil. Put it nil there. So 55 say cost of acquisition of a self-generated asset like a goodwill of a business or profession is taken as nil. You had a question mark. I removed that question mark and put it as nil. 500 crore minus nil, 500 crore. Which can't pay the tax on this? Understood that? So now understand the difference between the two case laws what I referred. 1 year silk mills case, insurance money only they were discussing. The Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court said that not taxable. But 45 1 year says it's taxable. That means entire case law gone. So till the amendment, Honorable Supreme Court the decision was applicable to me. Once the amendment comes, I had to go unfortunately by the amendment. BC Srinivas case, when the computation fails, charge also fails. Even now it is applicable. What 55 has said, they not amended this point. They said, oh, goodwill is concerned, you don't know how to do the calculation? Come here. I will say 0. 500 minus nil is equal to 500, fully taxable. Then how is it case law still applicable? Let us deviate. I am an employee of Anshuman, receive RFA, rent-free accommodation, in Jayanagar, Bangalore, which is a big city. 15% of the salary plus Y minus Z is taxable. Some perquisite is there for RFA. You are aware of it? Big city, 15%, 10%. Next, Prajna is the director in that company. Anshuman Limited. She is not an employee, non-employee director. Anshuman has given her also RFA in Jayanagar only. How do you compute RFA? Shetty Sarkar, you know, 15% salary plus perquisite of furniture, etc. Now, Prajna is a non-employee director. You know, non-employee director. She has been given a car or a house, Sanjay. How is it taxable? How much is the income? Did you understand the question? Why you cannot apply rule 3? 15% salary for all also. Let us say same apartment, mine is the ground floor, she is the second floor. How will you tax it? Rule 3, there is a mistake. Rightly or wrongly, I don't know. While computing the income from salary, the perquisites which are provided to the employee or any member of his household, word used, not relative, not family, member of his household, the word used. Then the perquisite computation, rule 3.1 to rule 3.10. That means the starting pair of rule 3 says it is applicable only to
employees and
salary income, employment. Prajna is non-employee director. How is it applicable? 100% not applicable. I am telling you authoritatively. I am very sometimes mercilessly, ruthlessly tough. 100% not applicable. So can I apply? No, because rule. Why did they say? Why did they say at the starting para it is applicable to salary when it's given to employee? No. So how do you compute? If you ask me, it is not taxable because of the BC University case. Computation fails. Assuming rule 3 would not have been there, even salary would not have been taxed. Perquisite would not have been there. Because of the rule 3, it is taxable under salary. Now she is not an employee. It is not taxable under salary. Other source case, there is no computation prescribed. BC University case, Honorable Supreme Court decision, it is not applicable. Sorry, not taxable. Okay, because computation fails. Samajh mein aa raha hai? This is a provision which is there in all the taxation laws. Okay, all the even the GST. Okay, then the computation mechanism, unless the lawmakers only would have said, like see GST, free services not taxable. Tax hai kya? Free hai. Whereas service hai, but the value is not determinable. Then service tax rules, GST law. GST law is made. Okay, I will prescribe the what you call mechanism of computation. Samajh mein aa raha hai? Fine. So whenever the computation fails, charge fails, Honorable Supreme Court decision always holds good. So we are discussing about the source of law, act, provisions, compulsory, rules, procedure and format, then case laws. Case laws, okay. Honorable Supreme Court has started. Now let us go from bottom up approach. Why does case law come into picture? Anybody?
There is anomaly.
Some ambiguity in law.
Yeah.
Some ambiguity in the law which is not clear. They will go for
So
it.
there are some disputes,
Dispute.
question of fact and question of law. There are some questions which are disputed related to the fact. Some questions are related to the law. What is question of fact? Sir, a mobile I am using like a computer only. Computer is 40% income tax depreciation. So mobile also I am using today tab, mobile, etc. like a computer only. Give me 40% depreciation, sir. Then it is a question of fact. Mobile is not a computer. Department says, I'll give 15% only. So it is a question related to the fact. Is it a mobile or is it a laptop, etc. Is a question. समझ में आ रहा है? Question of fact. Next, I purchased the asset on 10th September, laptop only. Then I put to use on 10th of October. I know you're concentrating. 10th September I bought. 10th October I put to use. So fact is you started using it only from 10th October. You are used for less than 180 days. Depreciation
50%.
half, 50%. Very good. Understood? So there is a fact. So you have to keep the factual data ready. 10th September I purchased, use from 10th September, full depreciation. 10th September I purchased, 10th October I use, less than 180 days, half depreciation. It's a question of fact. Question of law. What is question of law? We had conducted on Gas Foundation project recently in Karnataka, but I felt I was in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, in the border area of Karnataka, hardly anyone knew Kannada there. I think Prasad was there. Okay, so hardly anyone was talking in Kannada there. Everybody speaking in Telugu. Okay, and they didn't even understand what we speak because it's a border area. So now there are a lot of additional benefits are given when Telangana was formed out of Andhra Pradesh. So any new area, new units you start in the backward area, notified area of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, etc. So Janganpalli, which is in Karnataka, attached to Andhra Pradesh, they may go and say, sir, Andhra Pradesh, you are giving the benefit. I am geographical in Karnataka, but we are also underdeveloped like Andhra Pradesh. Why you are not giving the benefit? If you dispute the same, it is called question of law. Question of law, where the principle of equity and natural justice is affected, then it is a question of law. Question of fact, question of yeah. No problem, Anshuman. Anytime if there is a technical error, you can always leave, join, whatever. If there is issue, don't have to ask me, please. Yeah, right, okay. So and even so, when you talk about question of fact, so the case laws will start. You as the first person with whom you fight. Yaro, your wife,
Assessing officer.
CIT appeals. Assessing officer, if fight also, you will not listen. CIT appeals. Commissioner of Income Tax appeals. Then he says, hey, no. Either you win the case or you lose the case. You can go to the next level called ITAT. Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. Okay. Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. You can go to the next level. This is also question of fact. So, question of fact can be disputed with the CIT appeals or Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. Next, sir, I am not satisfied with the Income Tax Tribunal decision. What you want to go to the next level called High Court. When the case comes to High Court, first job what they do in High Court is it within my jurisdiction? For example, you hit a vehicle in Bangalore. You go and file a case in Maharashtra. Will the Maharashtra Police Department accept it? No, they will just check jurisdiction. Same way, Question of fact, you cannot go beyond income tax appellate tribunal. Whatever is the question of fact, you have to stop there. Whereas if it is a question of law, principle of natural justice and equity, then you can go to High Court. Then you can go to Supreme Court. Recording. There are two questions or mistakes discussed.
There are questions.
Two questions or mistakes discussed.
Mistake of fact.
Mistake of
Mistake of fact.
Question of fact.
Question of
Question of fact.
Only at the CIT level or ITAT level.
only at
CIT level or ITAT level.
Only question of law
Only
Question of law
can be taken to High Court and Honorable Supreme Court.
can be
can
taken
be taken to High Court or Honorable Supreme Court.
Every time, see, you are a CA final student, very close to CA, act as if you are a CA. Does it mean you have to sign your balance sheet of the clients in the office without the boss knowledge that you don't do it? But act professional language. Supreme Court has to be respected. Honorable Supreme Court. Every time when you say Honorable Supreme Court, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Bitaki, there's no respect. That's okay. So Supreme Court, with due respect, you should always say what? Honorable Supreme Court. Early. Now, why is this so? Now, please use your brain. Karnataka High Court is meant only for incurred matters, is it? Someone murders someone, also you have to go to High Court. Someone, files a property dispute, also you can go to High Court. Someone does some, hartal, also High Court. So, anything related, you can go to High Court. So, now High Court says, yes, sir, incurred, the depreciation rate you want to know, you come. Then why incurred ITAT tribunal is there? So, what the High Court says is, if it is related to pure income tax question of fact, I am not an authority. If your natural justice has been affected, if equity has been affected, you come to me. Income tax related matter, pure, go there. There's an authority called ITAT. Okay, go there. They will sestat in indirect taxes. So, get into that. Now, is it renamed? Sestat, is it renamed? I don't know. GST law says ITAT is Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. Sestat, CSTAT, Custom Excise Service Tax Appellate Tribunal. Okay, so is it renamed? I'm not sure. Just ask Anish sir maybe tomorrow.
Renamed only, sir. GST
Appellate Tribunal. What is the full name? That you also don't know. Pandaya.
GST Appellate Tribunal only, sir.
Are you sure?
Sure only, sir. Why? Because.
Why? Because?
But source of law only.
Okay. Tomorrow you confirm. Anish sir will be coming. Okay, right. Sanjay, Ratri Balkola, officer Balkola. So, department says excess heat agide ninge so the heat nidde bartidya. Okay, Ratri malgilva?
Nidde madilla ninne ನಾನು.
ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ರಾಮನವಮಿ ಅಂತನಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತು.
ನೋಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಈಗ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಏನು ಯೂಸ್? ಇಂಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಬರೀ ಆಯ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾಡು. ಸೊ question of fact or the mistake of fact can be decided only by the concerned tribunal. How can you go beyond that? Because High Court has got some other work to decide. That's a question of fact stop at ITAT. ITAT is the ultimate fact-finding authority. Beyond that, if question of law can be taken, it cannot go beyond that. Are you there? Okay. Now, Anshuman versus CIT. That case law is applicable only to him. Anshuman versus CIT, but ITAT decided applicable to only Anshuman. Whereas, if it is a High Court decision, it is applicable to the jurisdiction of all those people of that High Court. So, assuming Anshuman is in Maharashtra, it is a Karnataka High Court decision. It is not applicable to Anshuman. As Anshuman is in Maharashtra High Court, Bombay High Court decision applicable to him. Are you there? What about other states? So, Anshuman is in Maharashtra. Maharashtra High Court decision applicable to him. What about me? If it is beneficial, I can follow. If it is not beneficial, I need not have to follow. Whereas, Honorable Supreme Court decision, Karnataka Supreme Court, Mumbai Supreme Court. Supreme is Supreme only. Only one, like wife, Alva. Supreme, ultimate. So, I know. It is the ultimate decision. It is applicable to everyone unless negated by subsequent amendment in the Income Act. Artha aita? Now I have an interesting question. So Supreme Court decision, Honorable Supreme Court decisions, if they're contradicting, enna pandrathu? You have to go by the size of the bench. Bench where you sit, chair bench. So maybe they have meant by that only. Not that. Bench means number of judges. 2-member bench, 3-member bench judges. Okay. So assuming there are two contradicting judgments. There are so many. We have a lot of contradicting judgments. Okay. McDowell and Company Limited versus CTO 154 ITR 148 1985. Honorable Supreme Court says tax avoidance is equal to tax evasion. Tax avoidance is equal to tax evasion. That is illegal. Whereas Union of India versus Azadi Bachao Andolan, Honorable Supreme Court 2007 says tax avoidance is in the script of the law. It is equal to tax planning. So there are two contradicting judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court. You have to go by the size of the bench. Larger bench decision always overrules smaller bench, even if it is an older decision. So 1984, let us assume it is a 3-member bench. 2007, it is a 2-member bench. Go by 1984. That's it. Whereas if the size is same, that is also 2-member. This is also 2-member. Go by latest
Recent.
chronological. Okay. Go by recent decision. Understood? So we have act, we have rules, we have case laws. Then apart from that, what else you have? Source of law? Notifications. Extension after extension after extension of due date. File in the income tax return. Due date extend ಆಗ್ತಾನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Correct ಅಲ್ವಾ? Right. Corona was also waiting till income return ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ. Till that period extend ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು corona. Second wave, third wave, ತಿಗಲ್ದ wave ಅಂತ. Next. So notification is basically the law wherever they want to give some information, maybe extension, etc. Next, CBDT circulars, Central Board of Direct Taxes, they give some circular equal to clarification. CBDT circulars are like a clarification, which is binding only on the department. SSC, if they want to dispute and say, no, sir, I don't want to follow, they can always dispute. But you dispute, will they listen or not? The next question. Next. You can be resident of how many countries, man?
That depends on the law.
Reasonable number of countries. Reasonable number. Now I'll give an example.
2 to 3, sir.
Why 2 to 3? I'll give 6, man. Take it. Kondaya. Okay, last 4 years, he was in India for 60 days. Each year he was in India for 60 days. And all other years, are listening? All other years, okay? He was trying to, what do you call, stay in 4 different countries. 4 different countries. So last year, 60 days in India, balance days in, what to say, Sri Lanka. I think in the previous year, 60 days he was in Sri Lanka. What the law says, residence status provision? 60 days plus 365 days, earlier 4 years. I hope you are listening. By that provision, he can be resident of 4 countries, Mr. Kondaya. Possible?
Yes, sir.
Mathematically. First point. Oh, Prasad. Next. Second point. Kondaya is a citizen of America. In USA, residential status is based on the citizenship. Once you are a citizen of America, you are a resident of America also. 5 countries. In Australia, financial year is from July to June. So that 60 days, 365 days, you plan in such a way, he becomes resident of Australia also. There may be some other countries based on October, I think, not sure. October, September also, previous year is there. So forget about that. 6 countries you can be resident, Aram say. 6 countries in 1 year. And you are a R&R, you presume. 100 lakh rupees in each country. 100 lakh into 600 lakh. India says 21-22. Hey, Kondaya, you are our Amara bacha hai, aajao idhar. Amara resident hai, R&R. Your R&R global income is taxable. So 600 lakh average 25% tax. 25% average 10%, average 25% tax he pays. 20% only you take. Why you go to Guresh? Average 20%. Sri Lanka says.
20 crores I have to borrow from banks.
You are I know. You are a what you called Amara Bacha. Come here. Netherlands, it's 60% tax rate. India is very good. Labor. So average, assuming all different countries, average tax comes to 40%. PNI, glass thoda 12,000. 600 crore he earns. 600 crore into 40% into 6 countries. Are you listening? 240% he paid the tax. So earned 600 crore, end up paying around 1,300 crores. So wife of this Janma, next Janma, and all her jewelry also has to sell to pay the tax. Correct? No? If this is the law. 6 countries you are R&R, 6 countries you have to pay tax and everything. That is why, this is a stupid, illogical provision. That's why section 90, 90A, 91 read with the double taxation avoidance.
Agree.
Countries have entered into agreement with other countries so that if you pay the tax in India, don't pay it in America. If you pay in America, you don't have to pay in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, if you pay, don't have to pay it in Singapore. Samajh mein aa raha hai? Yeah. So double taxation avoidance agreement is one more important source of law. If I am dealing with the Japan country, I need to read Indo-Japan Treaty. If I am dealing with Singapore, Indo-Singapore Treaty. So you read the law and interpret. So you, as a student of 7th subject, DT, you do not have to be the master of double taxation. You need to know the general principles of DTA, some clauses, maybe 4, 5, whatever. Whereas if you are studying 6th subject as an optional subject, you need to be little better equipped because you are learning international taxation for 100 marks. Samajh mein aa raha hai? Fine. So we will teach you that later. DTA is also one of the source of law. Next, Yokogawa, one of our clients, Japan-based client. Okay, there are some tedious issues. So we went, the tedious being disputed by the TPO, transfer pricing officer, for some reason. We went there. So client went first. So he said nothing doing, I'll disallow. Then I went. Okay, he listened reasonably. He said no, we cannot accept as it is. It's not acceptable. Then we took opinion from my sir, Sri Padamchand Kincha sir, one of the leading tax expert in the country. We took an opinion and we went and gave to that TPO, saying that we got an opinion from Padamchand Kincha sir, and he says no TDS to be done, no disallowance. You know what he did? Kincha sir has given, he took the report, kept it, order passed in our favor. So views and opinions, views and opinions given by certain experts, taxation authorities. Okay, Palkiwala irbodu, Kanga and Rao irbodu, Sri Padamchand Kincha sir irbodu. So all those, they are the authority in the taxation law. Their opinions can also be taken as a source of law, but it is only a suggestive law, no conclusive law. So the department says yes, or those people have told me they are the persons of high respect, repute, high knowledge. So the the department may take it as a suggestive law, but you cannot say, sir, he has told, whoever is the topest most person, their information, opinions are suggestive, but they are not conclusive. Understood, my dear friends? So from where all you can read law, you as a student, you have to read from the CAPS material, but we have to refer. You got the act, you got the rules, case laws, opinions, then notification, circulars, etc. Next, in Japan, okay, in China, I don't like to take the name, nonsense fellows, sir, but still, for stupid reason, I'm taking. How will they keep their children name in China, man? Baruli? China, how they keep the children name? Really? Moment a child is born, Anshuman, they put one vessel down. Whatever sound comes, that name they give. Chuing, ching, ching, ching. So then one Chinese couple had twins, Prasad. They kept the name, Jo Hua, So Hua. So Jo Hua, So Hua. And one Chinese father of twins died on the same day. You know why? Kept on thinking about who is the father of the second child. Chinese fellow, nonsense, let him go to hell. Alva, not understood, bitaki. In Japan, nice people. You know how they keep the name? Depending upon the pain. In Kannada, Nova means pain. Okay? Yako Nova, Yokogawa, Yako Nova, Yako Yelelo Nova. So they keep the name. Irli. Right. Now in Japan, Yako Nova, Yako Kalnova, Yako Talenova. So Yako Talcintanova Anta. So Japan client Yokonova wanted to do some blade factory in India. Really? Blade factory in India. He wanted to know the taxation. How does he know about Indian taxation law? That's why, mainly for the non-resident, we also have a concept called Authority for Advance Ruling. Authority for Advance Ruling. 245N and also we discussed that. So there's an authority who says, so Japan fellow, ask a question. What's the question? This is the question. So this is the answer. So whatever is the advance ruling given is applicable to that SSC for that act for that assessment year concern. Okay, this is also one source law. You can read from there. Reasonably understood? All of you in the class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll just show you how the notes will be. Anyway, dispatch notes will be shared per week. This is a kind of material which will be shared to you. If you're an outstation student, you can get it couriered. Local student collect from Bangalore personally. Opening. Clean like my brain. So a material like this will be given, okay, to each one of you. Fair enough. Where do you go, man? Directly to the end now. Yeah. So this material will be shared to all of you shortly. Short copy. For the timing, we'll use it. What happened? Fine. Someone read. So initially, whatever is extremely important, I tell someone to read, okay, and then you have to make a notes, okay, so that because tax is not an easy subject, repeatedly repeat, things will be beautiful. Yeah, who want to read? Anybody wants to read? Read.
Tax means amount paid by a person to the government, central, state, or local authority for availing various benefits provided by such governments directly or indirectly, say infrastructure, health, education, etc. One of the major source of revenue to the government is taxes. There are two types of taxes. A, direct tax. It is a tax wherein incidence and impact of tax is on the same person, example, income tax. B, indirect tax. It is a tax wherein incidence and impact of tax is on two different persons, example, GST, customs duty. Incidence means liability to pay tax to the government. Impact means ultimate burden of paying such taxes.
Yeah, statue. Yesterday I had asked one question. Adura chod ke chale gaye the. One question. Incidence means who is liable to pay the tax. Impact means ultimately who has to suffer the tax. So incidence means who is liable to pay the tax. Impact is who is ultimately suffering. GST, I am a bookseller. I collect a tax from you, then pay to the government. So incidence is on me, impact is on you only. Income tax, I earn 10 lakh, I have to pay the tax. So that means it's a direct tax. Now PT, yesterday's question, you have forgotten, I not. I was waiting for this theory. PT, direct or indirect, quick. Anybody want to dispute, discuss, please.
Sir, to the extent which is paid on behalf of employees, it will be indirect, and directly paid by the establishment, direct.
Direct. Okay. Next. Yeah. So that means both. It is both direct and indirect. What?
This is direct tax only, sir. There is no way indirect tax. But
Direct tax only?
administrative convenience, direct only. For administrative convenience, just
Tell
they are
me.
included in indirect tax.
Okay. What about
They have
GST?
included that in income.
Okay. ठीक है.
GST indirect,
PT,
sir.
there are two kinds of PT. One is on your establishment, 2,500 you pay. Compulsorily the direct tax. Then the employees you collect 25 rupees, 50 rupees, 100, 200 rupees maximum. So, in my opinion, there's also direct tax only. It's like a TDS. Card K, you're what you call paying the balance. So 10,000 is the salary. So 200 rupees deduct 9,000. It's like a TDS only. Collect. Okay, so deduct karke pay. Unlike GST, 10,000 plus 18%. Difference you see here. If it is 10,000 is salary, are you listening? As a payer of income, deduct tax, TDS. As a payer of salary, deduct to PT and pay to the government. It is direct tax. Whereas GST, 10,000 plus GST 18%, collect and pay to the government. That is indirect tax. So, PT is in the nature of direct taxes, both establishment as well as whatever. So, but unfortunately, for administrative convenience, they kept it under indirect tax department in most of the states. PT is a state subject. I think almost all the states, the PT is taken under indirect tax, commercial tax department both that. Correct. But it's actually direct tax. Understood? Next, what about TDS?
Direct.
Why? Collect and pay no. Deduct and pay no.
But incidence is on me to मतलब मेरा पैसा जा रहा है.
Impact is on you. So okay, I am an employee. So you don't do the TDS. What happens?
I have to pay the
Employee has to pay the taxes, isn't it? Okay. Now, Solpa, I'll take you out of the sleep and then I'll leave the class. Old batch students who attended recently, don't answer this. Others, let them try. I'm joining a new employer, Vidya. Venture capital company, she's starting. So Vidya, smile please. Right. You are an employee, you should smile, no? Yeah. So she says, sir, you join my company. Okay. How much you pay me? She says 1 crore. Oh wow, I'll join. It's my guy. So, but she says, sir, it's a venture capital company, and I will not be able to generate the cash flow initially. 5 years you work. In the 6th year, I'll pay 5 crores. Only 5-year contract. And I'll pay you 6 crores, 6th year. But because of cash problem, etc., she could not pay me. She finally paid me in 12th year. Question समझ में आ रहा है सबको? I am an employee of Vidya Joint Venture Capital Limited. She has agreed to pay me 1 crore per annum, and she has agreed to pay me in the 6th year, but she ended up paying in 12th year. First question, which year did income to me? Old batch don't answer. Which year income to me, the employee? Yes, sir.
6.
Which year? Anshuman, don't worry about being wrong, sir. Bolo, kya मन में आता बोलते जाना. Tell me, first year? Is it first year?
6th year.
I can't hear. First year or 6th year?
6th.
6th year. Okay, right. Prasad.
First year.
So each year, 1 crore. Okay. Next. Anybody says 12th year? Okay. How many of you are for each year? Raise your hand. Some reaction. Raise hand. And reaction is allowed. Whoever says each year, raise the hand. All of you. Whoever says each year, you can raise the hand. Here you go. Unchiman. 50% people raise the hand. क्या करेंगे अभी? देखेंगे. That's okay. No problem. Next. Lower the hand. How many of you say 6th year raise the hand? No. Including Anshuman. उधर reaction दे दो भाई. Reaction है नीचे. Raise hand reaction. How many of you say 6th year? Still, I think 2, 3 are not given any reaction. Okay. How many of you think 12th year? Okay. Salary is chargeable under section 15 on due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. Answer is 6th year. You are right, Anshuman. Very good. So due basis or what? Receipt basis. 6th year it is due, falling due, and or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. 6th year. Now I'll come to you. I know my first year friends are having confusion. Wait. Now to Vidya Limited, it is allowed as an expenditure in which year? Anybody? Unmute and answer. For Vidya Limited, it is allowed as an expenditure which year?
Sir, for committee, no, sir.
Yeah, Vidya Limited. Vidya proprietorship, not company.
Okay. That depends on the method of accounting she follows, sir.
Okay, if she's a company,
Company also depends on the method of accounting she follows, sir.
then why did you ask
income,
company?
no,
I know.
From employee point of view or employee point of view.
Yeah. Okay, so fine. So there's a fundamental difference between accrual, due, and cash. Section 7(9), which comes later. I am an employee of Sanjay Limited, 26,000 per month salary. One day I work 1,000 accrues. 2 days I work 2,000 accrues. 26,000 divided by 26 working days. 3 days I work 3,000 accrues. But my salary falls due as per the appointment letter 5th of next month. It is due in the next month. For an employer, it is on accrual basis, 145(1). For employee, it is on a due basis. Employee, it is on a due basis. There is a difference. Now, beautiful, little vague, but okay, enjoy. Doesn't matter. See a final now. In Bacha Salwala. Very stupid example, but perfect example. Child inside the womb of a mother grows daily accrual. Doctor would have said 9th month, okay, September 30th is the due date. Income return gala control delivery. So 30th September is the due date for delivery. So that is a due. But child would have been taken birth on 2nd of October or 26th of September. Possible? That is a receipt basis. Now Prasad's wife, she is carrying child, 5 months old. Now he says, Prasad, I am the rightful owner of the property. I want to see the child. Take out the child. Can you do that? Child grows daily, but it doesn't fall due for a delivery. I am an employee of Sanjay Limited. I am an administrative employee. After 10 days, sir, I work for 10 days. Give me 10,000 salary now. Do I have a right? I do not have. So accrual is different from due. Be careful. Earlier it was okay. CA final, you cannot interchange. Accrual is what gets credited or expense daily. Due is right to receive should arise. So I reframe my example. Child growing inside the womb of a mother daily growth is called accrual. You are not gatos gaja to grow overnight. Okay. Whereas the child supposed to take a delivery on 30th September, that is due. Actual birthday is on Gandhi Jayanti. Okay. 2nd October is receipt base. Same example. 26,000 rupees salary per month, administrative employee. Daily 1,000 accrues. 5th of next month, he should have paid me due, but he paid on 8th. That is the receipt. Original example of Vidya. For Vidya, every year 1 crore accrues. She follows accrual method. Every year she has to claim it as an expenditure. Whereas if she follows cash system, expenditure in the 12th year, she has an option. But salary, no option. So salary is taxable on due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. Law is very clear, 15. Whereas Vidya as an employer, which year it is allowed? It is not allowed in the 6th year. It is either allowed each year for the first 5 years or allowed in the 12th year. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
My new friends andre new in the final. TDS ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Vidya has to do the TDS now. Which year she should do the TDS? Not old batch. Anybody? Which year she has to do the TDS? Each year. Yes, sir.
Each year, accrual basis.
Each year.
Deepa, each year? Anshuman?
Yes, sir.
Each year. Okay. Old batch. Quick.
12th year, sir. 12th year.
Which year?
12th year.
12th year.
12th.
Section 192, TDS on salary. is an exception to all other TDS provisions. TDS is purely on payment basis. 12th year. So look at the beauty of the law. This is where, don't worry, it's okay. Me telling mistake is not a big correction. Now look at the beauty of the law. Income to me in the 6th year, expenditure to her every year, TDS is in the 12th year. Nothing is matching. This is a beautiful example for complexity. So for me, no options are 6th year in the income. She follows accrual system. Then we, how many year, which year she the expenditure? Each year. But TDS, she will do it in 12th year. Now come back to incidence and impact. When am I liable to pay the tax?
6th year.
6th year. So normally, forget about this. Normally, what I would have done? Salary income, 10 lakh rupees, tax payable 1 lakh, plus TDS 1 lakh, tax payable 0. But in this case, my salary income is Santosh, 6 crores, 5 crores in the 6th year. Salary income 5 crore. Tax payable is to 4 crore into 30%. 5 crore 30% is to 1.5 crores. Surcharge 2 crores. 2 crore is the tax. Less TDS. Late and D. Look at the stupidity of the law. TDS is nil. 6th year not happened. I have to pay from my pocket. I have not received even a single pie. Worked like a donkey for 5 years. 6th years I have to pay 2 crore tax first. 12th year she will do the TDS, which you have to ask for a refund. Chitrana. Understood the concept? This is the beauty of taxation. Okay. So I repeat beautifully my favorite example. Income to Shetty sir on due basis 6th year. Tax payable by Shetty sir in 6th year. TDS is not an obligation for Vidya in 6th year. No disallowance at all. No disallowance at all because she is not obliged to do it. 12th year. So tax payable 2 crore less TDS nil. 2 crore I have to pay from my pocket. Can I tell the department, sir, I didn't receive the salary, only losses get lost. They are very merciless. They say you sell your property, pay the tax. Unfortunate, but there is a law. Law is an ass. Nobody knows where it goes. Simply follow it. Understood? Huh? Did you understand the lawyer? Okay. I repeat the law, Ashish.
So in the given case, there is a contract entered between an employee and a newly started startup. So the agreement says that because there is no cash flow, they will defer the payment of salary to 6th year. So salary will fall due in the beginning of 6th year, basically. Here, what happens is as per income tax, salary is chargeable to tax on due or receipt basis.
So in the hands of the employee, the income in the 6th year. Everybody is clear? In the hands of employer, it is an expenditure each year. The part of 12th year. TDS has to be done in 12th year, but tax has to be paid in the 6th year.
6th year.
Okay, next, very interesting. If you want further, 12th year, she pays me, but she doesn't do the TDS. So if you're not done the TDS, 40 small a within the bracket 1 year says disallowance. 40% disallowance. Which year? Which year disallowance? Anshuman, which year?
Retrospective disallowance.
Retrospective disallowance. Who told you? Where is it given? Where is it given?
Because the amount was due from the 6th year. So
correct. So which year disallow karna hai? Which year? Retrospective. Okay, which year?
From 1st year, I guess.
Not 6th year. 1st year only. 1st year only should. But how do you do it? All time limit have expired. 12th year ke liye. Kaise jayenge? Where is the time? What do you call it? How can you keep the husband to?
The income tax officer will grant extension, I guess.
No, there is no such law. Okay. So
since it is not possible, it will be till 12th year.
This is again what is that? BCC University case, the reverse case. So it is a question of impracticability. You cannot apply the law. You cannot apply the law. Because 12th year to disallow nahi karenge. Because 12th year expensive nahi hai bhai. Disallow karna hai to allowance hona chahiye. 6th year is not applicable. 1st year, maybe 5th year ka, if there is a time limit, if there is such Caesar case, they may go up to. Whereas 1st year ka, how do I go back? 11 year, not possible. Disallowed, no disallowance.
That
no
the employee would have paid tax, no, sir.
Employee would have paid the tax, is a different story. But employer TDS obligation remains. Where is there any
Even
exemption
paying
or-
also it remains, sir.
No, where is 192? Where the 192 says if employer has paid, employer doesn't have to do the TDS. No.
It is also not
What-
specified, sir.
Then 40A 1 year read with 201 says disallowance is not there because employer has paid. If employer has also not paid, both are absconding. Citizen and Vidya both are not there. Dangerous, no? I know that's a little
Yes, sir.
complicated area. Don't worry about it. Okay. So just to tell you, incidence is always on citizen, employee. Employer has an obligation to it. If employer doesn't do, see 60 year, employer never had an obligation here. I had to pay the taxes. It's my income, I had to pay the taxes. Reasonably understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Reasonably understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just to summarize, today we read how to read the law, definitions, exhaustive, inclusive, and variation, the content of the act, chapter number, section number, etc. Then the types of taxes, DT and indirect taxes, we reasonably completed. Okay, very basic. Okay, from tomorrow onwards, we'll have full of fun and musty because introduction is very basic level introduction we had. Okay, fine. One American, Russian, and Indian army chiefs, they are sitting in a beach, Mangalore beach. So night around 12 o'clock, they are having juice. Night after 8 o'clock, juice, you know, no. So after having juice, the Indian, American, and Russian chief, they started boasting their country respectively. American said, "My country, we are the bravest people on earth. We are the best, the most brave people on earth are Americans." Others said, "How do you prove it?" So nearby, there only is juniors, the troops were there doing the exercise drill. Okay, and the night 12 o'clock, no moon day. Okay, normally should not get inside the ocean water after night. It's very dangerous. By mistake also, don't go. You may have to forgo the life. So American senior, okay, chief calls the junior, "Hey, come here, jump to this dangerous water and swim for 5 minutes and come." He says, "Okay, sir." Jumps, 5 minutes he swims and comes. Americans look at the bravery. And Russian said, "Ye to kuch bhi nahi." He would have told in Russian language. I don't know Russian language. He said, "Ye to kuch bhi nahi hai." So he called his junior a jumper and swim for 20 minutes. He said, "Okay, sir." He jumps and comes. Look at the bravery. Now, American, with due respect, sorry, Indian, with due respect, is a Sardarji Shetty, all same exam. So he called his junior, "Hey, what rubbish, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You jump to this ocean, 10-kilometer radius, 3 hours, you swim and come on." So immediately junior shouts back, "Baap ka rajya hai kya? If you want, you jump." The army chief says, "This is called bravery. Look at the way he's talking to senior. Simply making you to jump in the water in the night, it's a nonsense. Why should you do it?" So bravery you want, you cannot find out anywhere else in the other world. So bye, see you, enjoy. Anybody want to join, any of your friends, tell them to join immediately. Classes start. Yes, I think some people are joining after 1 week or they're covering in YouTube because of the GMCS, etc. If any of your friends also, they have that issue, let them join the classes. We'll give the YouTube access, so that at least they can cover up in the evening, etc. And once GMCS is done, they can join the regular class. Okay. I hope all of you are enjoying. So tomorrow you'll have a first session of IDT by Anish sir, BCom, CA, CS, LLB, national level, GST expert. Very funny and what you call witty jokes and sorry cracks and detail. Extraordinary good. Okay. 7 to. So this whole week will be 7 o'clock class. Next week we'll make it 6:45 to 9:55. Okay. So tomorrow 7 to 8:30 Hanish sir. 8:40 the boss will return. Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow again for introduction, second session. So bye. So anybody want to talk to me, we can stay back. Others, bye. See you, enjoy. God bless you. Thank you. And tomorrow, I will say old batch. Tomorrow, Tuesday and Thursday, we have revision class for May 22 friends. Tomorrow evening 6:30, I am doing FR. Then Thursday, I will be doing SCMPE. Next week, 2 days or 3 days, I will be doing DT. Okay. There's a change in the plan. So tomorrow evening, this is only for those who are writing May 22. Old batch or anybody want to attend, they can attend 3 sessions. Tomorrow evening, FR revision I will be doing. Entire FR, those who attended FR only attend, others don't attend. Okay, revision class. And Thursday I will be doing SCMP revision. And next week I'll be doing DT revision. I'll taking more than two sessions, minimum 2 or 3 sessions. I'll be doing it. You can inform anyone across India. Anybody can join those sessions. Extremely useful session.
Today evening there is no class, no, sir.
Bye, Senja. God bless you. Yes, sir.